Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I am your host, Rod, joined by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Saturday afternoon, ready to give you some podcasting, just show note stuff real quick. Tonight, I'm going to be live with Keith and the Girl. You can go on their YouTube page, Keith and the Girl, follow it, click the notifications. They play a game show. It's called Silent Trailers. Him that gives you the clues and watches a trailer and tries to get the audience to guess what it is. The contestants, I'm going to be a contestant. I'm going to be guessing. I can't wait to do it. It should be a fun time, and I hope y'all show up tonight. If you're listening live, or if you listen exactly when I put this out, I also try to share it on my social media. So do that. Tomorrow we have a guest at 10 a.m. It's Karama Horn, aka the Blur Girl. And we're gonna talk to her about her new book she put out, about Wakanda and the Dora Milaje. And I can't wait. And then Tuesday, we have a first-time guest on the show, comedian that we both like, love, and have been fans of from afar. But she's gonna be on the show for the first time ever, Abby Crutchfield. That'll be Tuesday at 6:30. So these are your announcements, the show notes, all that stuff.
Govern yourselves accordingly.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget This Too Much. That's Tuesdays. Me and Bossy record that Tuesday morning. That's back. We're recapping Atlanta. So we are working over here.
We is.
All right. So with all that being said, the official weapon of the show is
the taser,
an unofficial sport,
bullet ball,
and bullet ball extreme. And today is a feedback episode. This is when we talk about all the stuff that y'all want to talk about from the show, that y'all left comments. And these are getting long now because it's Game of Thrones season. Everybody want to get their comments in on Game of Thrones. So let's not even delay. Let's just go ahead and get right into it by talking about the people that gave us money. That's right. The money still comes first, and the money matters.
Come on. Money keep the lights on.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's Own, Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tied to the Black Guy Who Tips.
That's right. New day, new pay. Hooray. Let's talk about the money. Happy belated anniversary, Morrows, and happy B-Day, Rod. This is a one-time donation from my girl, Two Fish.
Thank you, sweetie. I miss you.
Carolyn, Tom W. Jr., Michael S., Dana R., Bomani Jones, Laura E., Nicholas Z., Noel W., Rita May C., Pete B., Sonia B., no relation, Renate M., Ricky A., Pretty Ricky what they call him, David from Brooklyn, Douglas R., Joanna M., Laura F., Cavis D., and Chris D. With all these crisp donations. I feel like I missed one. I feel like I saw somebody that left a donation and I must have put it in the wrong place. But my man Majin Steen hit me up with his annual It's Your Birthday donation. That's always, I never say the amount of the donations because I want everybody to understand they love and appreciate. But his donations are the year of the birth, like the year how old we are. So I got a 44 donation this year for my man Roger Sting. Thank you. Glad to be here. Oh, cool. I found out where it was. Yeah, Sting and Sky T-shirt and designs. Rod, dearest of all my friends, happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
Okay, that's a reason to stay alive. Okay, every year I stay alive, I get a little more dough. All right, let me out. All right, let's talk about these reviews. We got so many reviews.
Let's go. Yay!
All right, I'm gonna read them all exactly as y'all wrote them. Y'all gotta hear this. This from your boy KJ, who says, feel like something's missing from the convos and coverage of current events you've been listening to? Well, here's where you'll find it. It's insightful, but not arrogant, nuanced, but not all in the weeds, empathetic, but no caping, unapologetically black, no pyramids. Yeah, I said it. All while being FAF. Oh, wait, I might have read this one already. Karen got the best ad lib since Jeezy was a young snowman. Oh, maybe I didn't. That's hilarious. With a laugh, that's an honorary third host. Oh man, and the pun offs, magnifique. So tune in and trust. You'll want to thank me, but don't. Just drop a 5-star review and pay it forward by spreading the gospel of Rod and Karen.
Yay!
Peace, KJ. Thank you. That is so nice.
Thank you, sweetie.
Okay, that's a birthday present. Thank you. Y'all ninjas needed some stars. This is from him Deal, who says, hey y'all, I was listening to the last feedback show and saw y'all niggas hollering about needing some stars because Republicans destroyed your village. So here I am to re-up on this review and resupply my black king and queen with the shiny purple stars to lay waste to all those who dare to darken the front porch or the stepstones. You both are a pleasure to visit with through the week. With respect and gratitude, use all 5 of these stars, baby. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
This next person says, Buzz, hey Rod and Karen, this is my first time listening to your podcast, with the sound quality is so great. 5 out of 5 stars. Love it. Thank you. No problem. Thank you. US app reviewer. Relatable, smart, and funny says, 5 stars. Love the cultural references. Make me laugh every time. So happy I found you guys. Calistar 72. Thank you. I had to pull over because I was laughing so hard. Naomi A says, I love this podcast. House of the Dragon pods got me, and I'm here to stay. I was laughing so hard I literally had to pull over because I couldn't see. Keep it up. Well, yeah, I mean,
be safe out there.
Yeah, we'll keep it up, but you know, be careful. We need listeners, okay? We don't want nothing to happen to you.
We need you alive.
I don't want them to be like, this is a murder. The last thing that was playing on her iPhone was the Black Guy with Tips. We got to find these people. They killing people on the highway. My favorite podcast of all time, still the best, says Mari A1. Thank you. And lastly, House of the Dragon Comedy Gold. NorCal Sarah says, I listen to a lot of podcasts covering House of the Dragon. Oh, I know y'all do. Y'all eat it up.
Y'all listening. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all listen to a lot of them.
And the Blackout Tips makes my top 3 every week. Every week. Okay, I'll take that. Okay. And I think if we top 3, we not 3. You know what I'm saying? We not number 3. Rod and Karen's coverage is centered in comedy, and it's a nice change from the other House of the Dead pods focused on theory crafting and book analysis. I love those too. But the Blackout Tips approach is unique and just so fucking funny. This pod is spoiler free, safe for non-book readers, but still tons of fun if you've read it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I crafted the way we tell the story that way. Because I figure if you've read the book, you can still enjoy what we talk about. Just don't write in and spoil it. Don't tell us anything from the book. You're listening to us not know, and you should be.
That's half the fun.
Yeah, because we're giving you the experience of when you first read the book or when you first heard the story. You're like, oh, I remember when I didn't know. You know, I'm sure it was fucking great the first time people heard us do the recap of Game of Thrones and we didn't know anything about the Red Wedding. But imagine if someone would have wrote in and ruined that for us, and now it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it was good, but I knew it was coming.
Yeah, and also the Mountain and Freaky Prince.
Yeah,
like that right there was a huge battle. Nobody know how that was going to turn out, and boy, was I wrong. But it was an adventure to get there.
2602 Intella Ignorance was our feedback episode. And we got 7 comments. Oh, that reminds me, pull up YouTube to get those comments.
Okay. Y'all have something to say.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is just that time of the year where I feel like people always got something to say because of Game of Thrones recaps. And so hopefully they'll stick around to the other shows. But anyway, 7 comments. Appia left the first couple. I agree that Americans are crazy about weddings and marriage. People seem to go to weddings a lot. In the last 10 years, maybe 3 couples we know got married and people were way past 30. I try not to be racist in my life, so that's good. But of course, I judge if I was racist with my own brain, and this brain was raised in a racist society. So maybe I give you here an example of, am I the racist? And my son's new class is one black boy. I asked him his name when they stood in front of the school, and he told me. I immediately thought, I don't think I can remember that. Never heard this kind of a name. I met him again with his dad 2 days after and asked if he would tell me the name again. I didn't hear it right the last time. He was annoyed and said, I told you already. for sure, because he has to say his name over and over. Here's this one black boy in class. The name is Nahum. Now I found a list with the name on it and thought I should have done it after asking the first time instead of making him feel bad. Am I the racist? Oh no, now I think I'm racist for asking this question here. something with expecting black people to educate me. Now my brain is shutting down. Peep, peep, peep. And then Dan says, I don't feel like you were being racist by asking your son's classmate what his name was again. I think you just wanted to know how to say it right.
Right, correctly. Yeah, because at least you took the step to confirm and get it correctly, because a lot of people, they don't even put the effort in. They just make up a nickname or just say whatever, which is actually more offensive than just asking for a confirmation.
She wrote in again about Janelle James. We are watching Abbott Elementary now. The show is so funny. She is great in it. The character of Ava has a New Orleans major vibes for sure. And the name is Nahum, not Naham. I checked it again, not Naham. So I still haven't learned it. Well, for me, I think you are racist. I think it's obvious that you hate black people and you did that on purpose to demean. Karen, can you get off this white lady's dick? Damn. I'm trying to. Now you're
going too hard on the lady.
Just let me finish. Jesus Christ. Oh, master, let me stop. Oh, I surely would hate this white woman to get offended. Oh, Lord, Jesus, Lord.
No, everything can't be racist, black man.
I didn't say everything was just her.
No.
Yeah, I'm saying it. Okay. Stop trying to defend these white people all the damn time. Good grief.
Coons will be coons. What do you want me to say?
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I do believe you are a racist, and I think what you did was racist. And you should be, disturbingly so. Even you should be ashamed of yourself.
No.
And Karen, please, I let you talk. Can I talk? Is that okay? All right. Disturbingly so. And I think if you have Cash App, you should hit up $ Black Capitalist with an S at the end. So plural Black Capitalist. And send like $10, $20. I heard it's their birthday this week. Send them like $10, $20 and you'll probably be good to go off of that racism, and we can all move on as a community.
Don't you
and it won't be a problem, because you said black boy, which is also racist in America. It's probably not racist in Germany, but in America you said black boy twice, and this could be a man of 75 years old that you call black boy. I don't know. I gotta go by your racist point of view. So just let's just resolve this with some reparations. $ Black Capitalist with a plural, and that applies to anybody out there that wants to get that racism off your chest. Okay, you probably rapped along to Kanye West Gold Digger a few times and you didn't think nobody heard. Well, I heard, and it hurt me as a black person, and I need that money. If Sean King can do it, why the fuck can't I? Danny says, I can't wait to get the new booster. I've just gotta wait for a day off to get it, and it's even more imperative that I get it because I live with the immunocompromised family members. Yep. Lakita says, my week was full of doctor's appointments and needles, but I got that new.
Yes, sir. I got that new. This week I went and got my mammogram checkup, my annual mammogram checkup, and they ask you like a series of questions. And I was walking with the nurse, and she was like, "You got your shots?" I said, "Yep, I got all the shots. I even got the new one. I got the remix. I am fully vaccinated. I just missed one shot." And I get irritated sometimes when I go on my app thing, because anytime you qualify for anytime a new shot came out, it tells you got so many out of so many shots. It was like I got 4 out of 5. And
you didn't get 4 out of 5. You couldn't qualify for the other one.
I know. Oh, okay. I know. But in my mind, I was like, this should be a perfect score.
Okay, I hear you.
I get angry because I've been like, man, I should have a perfect score. I was just in my head thinking about the shots.
Lakita says, laugh my ass off. And my flu shot. I plan to be as protected as possible this winter. Yep.
I got them both at the same time, COVID and flu, and that's how it's gonna be. Next time I go get one, it's gonna be shoot me up twice, baby.
The poll was, have you gotten the bivalent booster yet? 30% of our audience, 29% of our audience has. 63 have not but plan to, and 9% just don't plan on getting it. Let's check those numbers on Spotify where they have the money and see what they think. 11% have gotten it. 82% not yet but plan to because they busy probably at work doing CEO stuff. And 7% said they not planning on getting it at all. And then let's check the comments for this episode on YouTube. We got a couple comments. Leonard Brother says, shout out to JL Targaryen, aka Damon Covan, for writing in. White Label American Podcast says, so I couldn't recall if I had seen Sugar Hill before, that I had to come on YouTube and rewatch the episode. Wanted to see the Akata scene. I'll just leave a voicemail because while typing something just dawned on me, Raphael. All right, well, we'll check the voicemails later. And for the comments on Anchor for our Q&A, don't let Damon play you, Robert, is what I wrote because Robert left that comment where he was drinking all Damon's Kool-Aid.
All of it.
Raphael says, Robert, don't let that blonde-haired devil get you. Just in case you don't believe me, I got blonde, long-ass hair too, and plenty of NFTs at a Targaryen discount for you only. $, pound sign, some sign I never seen. Gold, I accept. Hashtag listen to me. All right, Robert, don't get got out here believing people. All right, let's go to the next episode. The next episode was 2603. Karen recognized Karen. We had D of the Bad and Boozy podcast on, and we got 6 comments. Normally we have guests. It's hard to get y'all to comment. Y'all be like, they said everything.
Right, y'all said enough.
Appia says, I live in a pretty well-known wine country who where mostly great white wines, of course they're white, are created. Told you she was racist. I wonder if they also sell some, I don't know how to pronounce this, Rheingo Riesling. P.S. Sweet wine is for beginners. It's the soda of wine, but enjoy. I'm afraid I'm commenting too much, and I hope it's at least entertaining. This morning I saw Noham again and said, hello, Noham. As you see, I learned your name. What's up? He seemed pleased and asked where my son was. So I guess we are fine now.
Yay!
We'll see. We'll have to wait till he writes his book when he's older and be like, the racism I experienced as a child.
I hope not.
Black in Germany by Noham, whatever his last name is. White people used to come up and be like, I learned your name. What's up? He gonna say it in a mean way. Like, Logan Iman says, hey y'all.
He gonna be in his straight to TV movie in his lifetime.
They gonna be playing Sam Cooke. A change gonna come in that scene.
No.
Noham, I learned your name.
I was born by the river.
This is what the white people used to say to me. What's up? Hey y'all, love when you have guests on that really enjoy the show. I don't drink alcohol, but D was a cool guest. Also, I want Corn Kid to have all the good in the world and stay protected throughout his life. Iman. Well, if a wish was a swish, you know what I mean? Like, I hope these wishes all add up.
Me too.
Honestly, you know what it is? Not to sound controversial, but saying you want the Corn Kid to do well is like saying you're not with the incest on Game of Thrones. Honestly, it's only newsworthy if you hate them.
Right.
Because what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. You don't like happiness or joy.
The fact that there was any level of dissension about this is crazy to me. That Corn Kid is adorable. Everybody loves him. And it's one of the few wholesome things we have left in the world to just share and not feel bad about. And if there's people that got a controversial opinion on that, man, you got to get a life. Anyway, not y'all are all great. I love that. But y'all all said exactly what I feel. I hope everyone feels it listening to this. Corn Kid is beautiful and adorable. Danny says, I love when y'all have guests because it's always fun and informative. I learned stuff about wine I had no idea about. I go to one of these classes just because they sound like a fun time. I love Tariq the Corn Kid. I want him to have all the good things. Oh, all these comments just about the Corn Kid. Y'all don't care what we was talking about. Lakita says, the Corn Kid is the most adorable shit I ever seen. Thanks for exposing me to that bit of loveliness. Get your bag, baby. Listen, he is getting his bag because we couldn't monetize this episode. YouTube was like, y'all ain't making a cent. It's going to the Corn Kid. Y'all play this video. He owned all this now.
Right? There's like, No commercials for you.
I said, you know what? I did wish him good things. I didn't know it's gonna come out of my pocket, but take it, brother. It's all 47 cents. It's yours. Evie E says, I wish Tariq the Corn Kid nothing but the best, but I hope he rides out his fame and gets that money. And I wish harm on anyone who has anything bad to say about this adorable baby. You know, Evie E gonna take it to the next controversial level of wishing harm, and that's why we vibe. Okay. Two sides of a different coin. Do you like corn? Yes, because it's corn, or no? 7.69% of y'all said no. Wow.
Oh.
93% of y'all
like
cool. But wow. You don't like corn? Very sad. Very sad to see. And in the poll for the people with money on Spotify, 90% and 10%. So even more of them didn't like corn. Probably because they invested in like stocks that's against corn.
You know they are.
They invested in tomato or something. And on YouTube, we got a couple comments. I got one. Oh no, it says 2 comments. What comment am I missing? I don't know. It's not showing one of them. Ian Harmon says, I just love listening to you guys. I'm going to attend a wine class now. Heart emoji. I love how you all flow. Thank you. He was a great guest.
We enjoyed having her on.
It's always fun to have a guest that like listens to the show, is a fan of the show, you know, stuff like that. And then I love when we have guests where we can actually cover some stories and stuff, because you know, sometimes we had a time to do it, but a lot of times when we do like the introductory or the interview, or somebody's been gone for a while, it feels like really we either have to rush through the interview, or we have to like rush through the topics, and I don't like that feeling. So it was cool to be able to just kick it with somebody, and people that listen to the show know how long we can go, so then we don't have to like feel like, you know, we got to get them out of here, because you know, sometimes we have a guest and they have a hard out, and it's like, hey, we got to do this interview in an hour, and that's all we got time for. The Q&A on Spotify. Now run tell that, homeboy, was the Q&A. And Carly says, this was an instant classic chef kiss. This goes in the classic viral video Hall of Fame next to Scarlett Takes a Tumble. Scarlett Takes a Tumble. What the fuck was that one?
I don't know.
My
favorite one is shout out to what's the T? Keisha.
I thought it was Lisa.
Oh, Keisha.
Lisa. Oh, I remember Scarlett Takes a Tumble. Yeah, that woman that fell off the table. Yeah, I wonder if I can share it. Let me see. I remember this. This is back in the day of
oh, this is the early internet.
Yeah, this is back in the day, like Tosh.0. It's like, girl, now you know
you ain't got no business standing on your grandmama table.
Right. That is not some old oak. Okay, that's some IKEA
furniture that somebody smacked together.
That she was singing. I guess she was ahead of her time if you think about it, though. Like influencer culture, singing.
Yeah, this for TikTok and all that stuff.
Yeah, she was. I mean, low key, she was ahead of the curve. And then it just started to go left on her. It's weird because we see her editing the video where she skips forward in time. So, she had Scarlett. She had it all. Then she didn't. She lost track of the plot.
The table gave up the ghost. The table was like, I have had enough.
She didn't realize that the balance when you move towards one part of the table is just you gotta. Oh no. And the second part is when she hit her back right there. Oh, no, the back was just jacked up.
I'm older now, and I'm thinking, sure, it's co-pays.
And of course, the eternal question that everyone has watching these videos: why did she post it?
This is the one question.
Why? Because and this was before
influencers.
This is 2008. So what I mean is not just influencers. 2008. This is before it was as simple as oh, I was already on IG Live, or
right.
All these websites were designed for me to. No, you have to upload. You have to edit. You gotta wait for it to like decompress or whatever fucking other video things happen, and then you gotta send it. Then you gotta wait probably a day for this shit to. She did all that.
Yes, she did.
For us to watch 32 million times, apparently. Laying now.
Yeah. Hips and back.
Oh, not the slow-mo.
Oh no.
Yeah, that moment where there's just nothing but gravity, but you haven't hit yet and you know it's gonna hurt. That's the scariest moment in life. Whenever you fall and I remember one time I fell down some steps in the ice or the rain, and there's that moment where my body was not touching anything, and I knew within like 0.05 seconds it was gonna be touching everything, and it's just like, oh God, no, what have I done?
Yep, happened to me. I tripped on the sidewalk and I went parallel to the ground. Next thing I know, I was hovered over the ground. I was like, oh shit, I'm hit the ground.
This is like 2008. This is before people even know you could get famous from the internet.
Right.
That's how long ago this was. Like, and before, like, this is before like the ridiculousness and Tosh.0 and shit. Like, wow, what a pioneer. We never really gave her things. And by things, I gave her things, I mean for sitting there and uploading that video so we could all laugh. I can't believe it.
Kudos to you, because now it's a lot easier. She did it when it was hard.
All right, episode 2604. Worry, darling. We got 8 comments. Appia says Edar Oberstein is strangely the birthplace of Bruce Willis, is very known for the trade of gemstones. I used to live close to it before I moved as an adult and imported my parents to my current place. Property value rather cheap. Good house can be bought for under 200,000 euro. Now I'm browsing the real estate and wonder again why it's so crazy expensive here. I mean, I know it's the location, but still 4 times as expensive. The price here is at its height. Here is in the remote the prices is high here as in more remote parts of New York City like Queens, and no one knows my city besides locals. The good thing is, as you said, German murder over mask. I thought I only heard about the one in Edar Oberstein, so there weren't many more, I guess. Yeah, I told you she would know. With a racist self, because I'm looking in my Cash App and I don't see anything yet. So,
I don't think she knows yet. You got to give her time.
She can listen live. You're gonna be racist till I get my coins, sis.
It's maybe nighttime. You know, it's time
right.
zone.
Well, she always the first one to comment. So
yes, because she be on it.
Well, you got
dedication.
If you want this to end, you know where the money resides. Brooklyn Shoe Babe, stop trying to stop a black man from getting money. God damn. The black woman selling out the black man in front of, and you wonder why Ime Udoka out here cheating. It's because of stuff like this.
Ain't I the weakest link?
Can a young brother get money anymore? Brooklyn Shoe Babe says, I saw the trailer for Don't Worry, Darling when I saw Nope, and it gave me White Woman Get Out vibes. I only recognized Florence Pugh and Chris Pine in the trailer, and I was all in because I really like Florence Pugh. Yo, you know what's so crazy about you saying that? Harry Styles is legit super hot famous. Like,
he is.
Like, just completely recognizable. And I'm not knocking you for this. I'm also so removed from like white people social status. I too did not know that it was a big deal he was in this movie. I think I know Harry Styles from being in the Marvel movie Everybody Hates Eternals.
Yes.
I think he was one of that's my first introduction to like, oh yeah, Harry Styles. But I know the group he used to be in. I liked one of their songs. I just never knew this. But he's apparently he's like the white Bad Bunny, apparently. He that famous. There's just something about her that makes movies better. Florence Pugh. Her presence in Little Women was the only reason I didn't walk out of that bore of a movie. Even starring as the staring at the pretty thin wisp of a man, Timothy Chalamet didn't help. I got nothing against Harry Styles, like his brand of inoffensive white manness. Frankly, I didn't even know there was a controversy around the film until 2 weeks ago. It's been ramped up so much in the media that it feels like part of the marketing ploy. I'm still going to see the movie, and I think it will be good. Yeah, I saw something where her, Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles went on a date and was making out in public today. So,
oh shit,
or last night, and that was when the movie premiered for the rest of the world, or for regular people.
Mm-hmm.
So people like maybe it is marketing.
You never know. Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing was like, are they in a relationship or are they not? I heard they broke up, and I heard Florence Pugh was upset about it, blah, blah, blah. And then, I mean, nothing confirms it more than going out kissing in front of everybody and all the paparazzi on the day the movie comes out. So maybe it is part of the marketing.
You never know.
Suave P says the rapping granny was referring to Ketanji Brown Jackson's response to the gotcha question that was asked of her by Republicans during her Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Senator Blackburn asked Justice Jackson to define woman, and Jackson sidestepped the answering the question, stating that she was not a biologist. Shortly afterwards, Republican outlets had a field day using Jackson's comment as political fodder for the base, stating that her not knowing what a woman is makes her ineligible for the Supreme Court. As far as Granny's rapping style, I feel like the beat in her flow is giving early Eminem, "Hi, my name is" vibes. I can see that, yeah. Mm-hmm. Appia says gay actors playing straight roles are really very rare. The second one would be Jim Parsons from The Big Bang. I think the message of the rapping grandma was terrible, but the musical performance was better than what I expected. I was a bit impressed. Remember, I'm a white lady, so my expectations of rapping might be strange or very minimal. Yeah, I agree. I also was impressed.
I like she stayed.
I think my floor was that low because it wasn't good, but I was just like, oh, it's better than I thought it would be. Janica says, craziest thing about Olivia Wilde is she says she fired Shy knowing that she made that video. She was really counting on Shy shutting up, I guess. Yeah, it don't make sense. Like it's because I know, yeah, it just don't make sense. Like maybe she just thought that he was so persona non grata that nobody would believe him, or he would be like, I'm not even gonna share this because I'm already on the outs with Hollywood, and if I just peek my head out, people are gonna bring up all the shit I did. I don't know what she was thinking, but clearly she wasn't thinking because the fucking video's right there. That Miss Flow line is the one where I was like, see, you was all the way wrong. Danny says what Adam Levine did was messed up, but the woman who outed him got some nerve not taking responsibility for her actions.
Right.
Like she did not know he was a married man. Fuck out of here. I cackled every time I hear one of Maroon 5 songs now because of y'all's puns. Listen, them first 2 albums though.
Flames.
Okay.
I still rock with them bitches.
Listen, okay. Key songs about Jane and It Won't Be Soon Before Long. I don't know if I think those are like the second and third albums, but whatever they are, them two, they had me in. Listen, I get it, ladies.
Boom, 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 boom,
right.
Boom, boom.
Okay. Go ahead and risk it all for my man. Okay.
Come on. That's why when they did the Super Bowl halftime, niggas was hating. I was like, oh, this is my jam. I was like, well, guess me and the white people gonna be bopping because I was here for it.
You just need a little of your time. Okay. JL Covan said, JL Covan writing in 2 weeks in a row. Strong.
I know.
I appreciate being mentioned in a context other than hater of black culture. Though earlier, well, let's not get ahead of myself. Though earlier in the week, I believe I was mentioned in that context, my brand is strong. There you go. I was going to say. Adam Levine's mistress is clearly an idiot and probably a grifter. She probably hired a publicist to help her monetize her model home wrecker brand, and she started throwing around buzzwords that did not apply. As Adam Carolla used to say, back in the day, mistress / sex worker / vaginal entrepreneurs. That's good. Last two of my additions, okay, would exhibit some discretion since sleeping with married men was not considered a great thing. I saw 3 women-driven films this week, so I now need to go to the gym and lift extra hard to stop this pussy hat from spontaneously growing from my skull. My rank of the movies I saw is 1, Pearl, Give Mia Goth the Oscar, 2, The Woman King, solid, and 3, Don't Worry, Darling. Not as bad as critics say, but not that good. Florence looks a lot like a Russian woman I dated a long time ago, so I'm prepped to step in for Zach Braff if she's looking for a younger, still age-inappropriate man. Yeah, that's another thing, too. He was like, the Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde relationship with her being so much older than the star is inappropriate, and Florence Pugh had a problem with that. I was like, a problem with that while dating Zach Braff? because we bringing up age inappropriate. I mean, I don't think that could have been the issue. Older woman with a young man, how dare you, sis? But yeah, the main thing I learned from Don't Worry Darling is that Harry Styles fans are dumb as fuck. Most of the girls in the theater seemed genuinely confused he was a character and not Harry Styles.
Why did he play himself?
Lastly, I heard John Bernthal had a headache from yelling too much, so he will promote American Gigolo next week. Great shows, great week of shows. Thanks.
Ain't that out, American Gigolo? Or get ready to
it's
come
coming.
out?
It's coming out. I can't wait to see what my man John Bernthal do with it too. That's one of my favorite actors now. EVE says, I think the person who holds greater responsibility when they cheat on the spouse is the one who is married, but that doesn't absolve the person who they cheated with, especially if they know the person is married. But this innocent act that lady wanted to reject herself as was laughable. She started out by saying Maroon 5 music was basically elevator music at this point. Girl, you know Adam Levine has been on a hit show for the last several years, so
Come on, Divorce
was a pretty big celebrity. So she tried to downplay this like she didn't know who he was. Right. She bragged to her friends about it, and they tried to sell it to the tabloids. Allegedly, by the way. I know you didn't say allegedly. I'm throwing allegedly in there because that could be the plan is if I wouldn't have done it, my friends were going to do it. So I said, let me just tell the truth. And like, She knowingly slept with a married man. The only people in this story I feel sorry for is Adam's wife and kids. When did shame die? When did shame die is a bar. I'm writing that. That might be the title.
Come on.
When
it died.
did shame die? We went too positive, everybody. We was like, listen, we need to stop shaming people. And it's like, a little bit of shame was appropriate.
I mean, a little bit. Feel bad about something. Shit.
It's like when people was like, I'm gonna stop listening to your show because y'all be vote shaming people. It's like, you know what? Suck my dick. I don't want to live in a Republican dominated world because y'all niggas lack shame. You need some shame sometimes. Shame your ass to the voting booth. I'll gladly
take your anger vote.
Yeah, I'll gladly take the loss of listeners if that shit'll help, because this shit where you just gonna complain on Twitter all day ain't helping.
Not a motherfucking thing.
The poll was this: will Don't Worry Darling be a good movie? Yes or no?
Yes or no? No.
All right. Most of the audience agrees with Karen. 70% say no, which means 30% say yes. And then on Spotify, it's almost the same. 72% no, 28% say yes. So it's not looking like people think it's going to be a good movie. And then we got comments on the YouTube. Come on, Adam. This is Alicia. Come on, Adam. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
I know, right?
We really were. At least I should say we, but I think the people that like that, you know what I'm saying? People that like them albums.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
How dare you?
Also, what if all this worry darling drama was just our publicity stunt? Wouldn't put it past them. I don't think all of it could be, because like firing Shia,
right?
Posting the video,
think that was publicity stunt.
Olivia Wilde's divorce. I feel like Olivia Wilde is just a chaotic individual. Obviously, it's me projecting far away, but the vibe I got was she's just a chaotic individual that creates mess, but none of it's her fault, and seems to be like, but I'm a woman. Can't you understand? This is all because life is hard as a woman. It's like, I don't think that's what the problem is. Me for me says the Gen X humor calling the candidate Captain Kangaroo was priceless. Yes. Thank you for catching that. Okay. I didn't know how many people caught that one. But yeah, I appreciate you as always for y'all leaving our comments. And if there's somebody who's leaving comments, because some of it is saying like, you have X amount of comments, but oh, you know what? I'm so new to this, guys. I'm so new to YouTube. I think I might know what it is. Give me a second. It's probably I need to approve some comments. Because I think sometimes YouTube catches comments and they're like, this shit offensive, and it really don't be.
Oh, and it throws them in another queue.
Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, one was held for review. Yeah, and it's just another entertaining commentary. Yeah, it was positive. So
okay.
That might be what the issue was.
That's why you're not seeing them all. I think it was like 1 or 2 back. It did that too.
Yeah, and this is from 13 days ago, so maybe that's it or something. I don't know. Some of these is missing, but it's not my fault, y'all. I'm just reading what's on there. All right.
So if it didn't get read, you know you got thrown in the queue.
The Q&A for this episode is, I may need to see the booty. Adam Levine. Hey, yes, that's a real DM that he sent to somebody. And that's the most I've ever related to that man since Kiwi. Okay. Carly says, I agree with Adam that Adam doesn't need a pickup line short of hi, I'm Adam Levine, front man of Maroon 5. Yeah. That was weird to me, was the people mad about his game. I was like, this is the exact amount of game of Adam Levine would need. He's
right.
We need to be fucking Shakespeare. Just show up.
Right.
People that are rich, famous, and look good can say stuff like, I need to see the booty, and a fucking Instagram thirst trapping model will respond like, oh, hey, Adam Levine. Whereas the rest of us will be blocked. They be making a fucking TikTok post with a screenshot of what you sent them
and joking you. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not one of those people that do the like, they wouldn't say it was sexual harassment if it was an attractive man thing. I think, that's like a workplace thing. Or if someone sends like a dick pic, I think people would be upset by that. But like, I need to see the booty will get most people that aren't rich, famous, handsome blocked. Period. Don't try this at home, kids. But Adam Levine, that's all he need to be able to say. Nelson says, I imagine the coochie got to be off the chain for him to name his child after the side piece. Also, black men don't cheat. Yeah, he did write this before the Celtics report came out. So
yeah, he was too soon.
Yeah, knee alone like too soon. Kadian says, no, I definitely need to see the booty. Aaron says, is it a requirement to be trifling to be a famous guy? No, I just think famous guys means we know more about them being trifling. I think guys TM are trifling. It's just ain't nobody really paying attention to, motherfuckers with 7 Twitter followers.
Come on.
But
there's a lot of trifling people out there.
Yeah, I feel like that's just come with the territory. Phil says, you can't be giving up the booty. That's my booty. That is a good point.
Then she turn around and she giving the booty to some other cat. Nah, it ain't going down like that. I can't have it. That's only my booty. Nobody else's booty.
Exactly. Keisha says, valid. Adam Levine being for the streets since the beginning of his career. Yeah, I will say, not too many people shocked Adam Levine was out here in the DMs. Alicia says it looks like he like having his hands all over that V left him a little overexposed. I hope this was a wake-up call. If he keeps this up, he gonna end up alone and in misery. I see you, Alicia.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Game recognized game, okay. Well done. Raphael says, worry darling could be a mockumentary someday. Wish Supreme Dreams did a parody. Adam clearly needs to stick to payphones from now on, leaving evidence everywhere. Clearly he never moved like Jagger. You know what? You get some too. Good job. Y'all finished strong on that one. And of course, the last episode of the week, the one with the most comments, is episode 2605, The Dead Wedding, our House of Dragon recap. Let's see what we got here. Ramsey D. Jenkins says, Rod, I thought the same thing. What if that man George R.R. honestly wrote about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, characters originally as black families instead of whites, minus the inside family loving? All of these names are blackety black. Yeah.
That's been a running joke since we started this show.
Miss Mary Smile says, hi, Sir Rod and your lady wife, Karen. I was thinking that Damon's wife said he couldn't finish the job and they hadn't consummated the marriage, that she was referring to his erectile dysfunction. I thought the same thing at first too, right? But I remembered in the trailer for the next episode, because I took this out of my notes. It was in my notes like, oh, she must have meant he couldn't get his dick hard. But there's two things about it that make me think it's not true. number one, it sounds like they hadn't even tried to consummate the marriage in the first place. Like she even said, finally came to consummate our marriage. Like maybe he never was down with that shit, you know? And she was saying it sarcastically, like, not because you can't get it up, but because I know that's not why you're here.
Right.
The second reason was in the trailer for the next episode, it looked like Damon was with Lena, and Lena had like 2 or 3 kids with the white hair and shit that they would have, you know, from the Targaryen and Valerian bloodline.
That would be a mess.
So, and we know there's a huge time jump. So it really made me think like, oh, I guess it's not that his penis never works.
It works.
Yeah. So, but I definitely think it was a swipe at his manhood, even if she didn't know about the ED, or maybe she had heard rumors about it.
All right.
So it could be that, but I don't know. There was something about it that, there was something about the trailer that made me go, I don't know. Maybe I'm off on this, but I don't know. Y'all saw it, so maybe I'm not. Rod Himdeal says, Rod, how dare you be surprised at Corliss, that black ass refined chocolate man, not have his front room goddamn immaculate. Why? Because you never know who might show up at the front door. You know doggone well his mama probably told him to keep a clean house. That's true. A great point, Himdeal.
Surprised he didn't have plastic on the throne.
Well, that's in the den.
They didn't go to the living room of the den.
He don't let company in there. Also, I'm not sure how I feel about him totally right now. For me, he is a curiosity and a stereotype of sorts, because he don't drink around whitey and he don't trust the white man in charge of the police. But he is a black capitalist and will call that same white man to help him secure his property. And he married the most powerful white woman queen that never was. But he also thinks his son will grow out of his desire for that brooded man love. I am torn. Yeah, they writing good characters. You should be torn.
That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, I'm glad they writing them like this. Honestly, I don't want to root for anybody blatantly, to be honest, and I don't want to root against anybody blatantly, even if, you know, that's what the rest of these niggas gonna do. But shame. Did you also notice there wasn't a single rat shown in this whole episode? Not a one, except maybe the king brought with them on their COVID-19 cruise to Corliss' crib. I bet you they cleaned thoroughly after the king left. Oh Lord, when he coughed, I reached for the ye old Lysol.
Right.
Well, we know King's Landing got rats, but yeah, I didn't see none in Corliss' crib. They don't play that.
They on the other side of the water. Rats drown for they get there.
You know, black people love being clean. It's like the king doesn't even wash his legs or whatever.
Ye old legs.
I also love how we keep saying ye old. Ye old is in none of Game of Thrones.
Oh
right?
no.
Like they don't even
talk like that.
We just threw it in there. Like this is what they talk about in Shakespeare. Danny says, hello, Sir Rod and Lady Wife Karen. Great recaps as always. As for the poll, I voted no because the events are always the ghetto in my Nene Link's voice. And of course, the ghetto. Yeah, that's how she said it. And the poll was, would you go to a wedding in Westeros, basically?
No, I send a gift because every wedding somebody dies by poisoning, people get stabbed to death, people get beat up and the eyes pop out. Weddings do not end well. So when you tell me something, I'll send you a gift card, honey. Make an Amazon wish list. Make a Westeros wish list, bitch, and then I'll just have the pigeon send it to you.
The last 15 minutes was like an episode of Jerry Springer where everyone has a secret to reveal, but nobody knows they have secrets about each other, and folks start fighting. After watching it again, it wouldn't surprise me if Damon started to fight somehow because he wasn't shown again after he put his hand on Rhaenyra's cheek. I don't think he started it. I think Kristen was over there fucking fuming.
Yep.
And he finally broke.
And was like, I'm going to beat your ass.
I think Kristen trying to kill himself and Allison stopping him happened after the wedding because he has dry blood on his hands and face when he takes the smaller blade out. I agree we need a flashback about what happened to Kristen after he killed Laenor's lover. In the preview, Allison mentions it with, it's been a decade since Damon defended the Stepstones. Right. Also, yeah, and so like, yeah, like I'm gonna need that explained, man, or if just Kristen's just around, because this is what I surmise from the way they filmed it. I think Allison told him not to kill himself before the wedding, but after obviously the dinner. And then I think they interpolated that with the footage of the vows being exchanged, but obviously they couldn't happen at the same time because she was at both.
Right.
So I think that's when that happened. But then I wanted to see, like, and then did she tell him to go into hiding?
Did she tell him to go home? Like what happened? Did she?
Because that doesn't seem like a quote unquote forgivable offense unless they're gonna say that being in the King's Guard is such an illustrious position. You can just randomly kill any motherfucker at the wedding, and everybody's like, well, that there must have been security or something.
Yeah, I could see if Alicent wanted to be deviant, she could basically send him off, send him into hiding, let time pass, and then just bring him back. Like when Vanera goes for the throne,
right?
Have him be like,
right? Because there's no, I just need an excuse or reason. If they're gonna keep this character around, maybe get sent to the wall or something. Like I just need something more than just.
Yeah, I could see her sending, maybe just be like, you know what, I'm not gonna kill you, but we're gonna send you to the wall, which is close enough to a death wish.
Yeah, we just flash forward 10 years and this motherfucker's just chilling up out of drink machine. I'm gonna be mad.
I doubt it.
I also feel like in that preview that Alicent and Rhaenyra are both at the council table while matters are discussed. I noticed that too, girl. They was both sitting down. Shout out to Progress.
She gonna get more involved because she's like, oh, y'all keeping me out of shit. Because I think she purposefully stayed out of the meetings and all that shit. But now she's like, what we not gonna do is keep me out of shit.
This episode was officially her playing, like she is in the game now. This was her introduction to, like, she's off the sidelines. She's officially playing for herself and her kids, not Rhaenyra. I think she's done trying to be, this is my guess anyway.
Done trying to be friends.
Yeah, I think she's done with that. Like, we all in the same game. We all want the same thing. I think she's like, no, I really feel like if push comes to shove, you'll fucking toss me to the side once you become heir. So
correct. And I think it's gonna be a big clashing because she was like, what you not gonna do? No more CCs. I want to be on the top line. Fuck that.
Sean says, I kind of hinted that my Dr. Gaydar was going off like crazy when I suggested Colarion. I told you, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Because I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say? What happened when I told you? Exactly what just happened. I haven't read the book. Hell, I didn't even know that Theo Nate Laenor, the actor, was gay at the time. All I knew is that the character was sitting at serious duck lover vibes. All right, well, good on you. Don't be writing in with no more predictions. Now, Cole, aka Monaco Kristen, aka Thou Dost Protest Too Much, methinks hate crime gay basher, maybe a little too closeted to make a Colarion a thing. Yeah, I don't think he gay, but I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. Nigga, if he kills that man's love of his life, and then Cole and Laenor become a thing, we just gonna have to be shocked. Because I don't believe that'll happen. That's crazy.
I don't think that's gonna happen either.
I mean, some people like Goose, but also experiment with a little duck on the side. Also, the other thing with Cole is anybody that's that much a believer in the oath or something, definitely a bigot. He believes a little too much in that religion for me. Okay, he definitely hate gays too. Okay, that man was like, you what was it, sold my white cloak. I'm like, that nigga definitely believes that marriage is between a man and a woman.
He is like, nope.
He took a vow of chastity and meant it. Nigga, no, we will never hang out. Great review. I look forward to it every week. Your show is the only reason I watch it week to week rather than waiting for the end of the season to binge it. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Dwayne says, great. Greetings, Rod and Karen. Your House of the Dragon recaps are always great. When Queen Karen made that joke about Sir Side Piece being so nervous that he thought Chris Hansen was outside, I almost fell off my forklift at work. Oh, that was so good. Happy birthday, dear brother Rod. All of the love and respect. Dwayne S., loyal listener since 88. Where's Will? It's kindnesses. Will is doing great. He's married. A long time ago, we had I believe at the time either his fiance or girlfriend on the show. Well, they're married. They got children. They still live in Charlotte. Everything's going great. I can reach out to him to have him on the show if he's amenable to it. But yeah, everything's good, man. Love that dude. Logan, Iman says, dearest Lord Rod and Lady Karen of House Tips. Oh, the last that I laughed. For the poll, I said yes. I would go to a wedding in Westeros, but I would definitely sit near an exit and not eat or drink anything.
Come on.
Then what's the point? Got to keep your wits about you, but if I survive, the stories would be epic. Girl, not me. I mean, I barely want to go to weddings. You know what? That's not fair. I don't want to go to weddings now. So
I actually send gifts now. When somebody I go, what is one of the most expensive things? And I will Amazon it to you.
Yeah, I'm just not a wedding person, so whatever. Classic R&B lover says, hello, Rod and Karen. I have been enjoying watching your recaps on YouTube. I have to force myself not to listen when the episodes drop in my podcast feed. I think we finally get to see the true nature of this show's Littlefinger in the form of Lionel's son, Larry Strong. He appears to be shaping up to be quite the POS. Yeah, what is that guy's deal? Mm-hmm. Like, I almost feel like there has to be something redeeming about him because he was too evil. Like, he's got the fucking like cane, like Gargamel. And he had that posture, and
I think they said he got what, cleft foot?
Yeah,
like
but
that?
It was also just, it's not his disability. I'm talking about like the way his character presents and the way he talks. Like, his language leads you to a point, but he'll always have plausible deniability. Like if he didn't like something, like if he didn't like your hair, he wouldn't say I don't like your hair, but he'd be like, oh, I love your hair. The people have never seen a queen with hair so curly as yours. I hope it hasn't caused too many problems. Like, he would never say,
right, and how you be like, what, bitch?
Right, but then when he leave, you be like, this nigga said my hair was fucked up. What was he saying? People don't like black hair? Like, you know.
Right. Have you questioning your whole existence?
He appears to be showing I wonder if his status as a second son who has a disability in the big bad manly Harwin as an older brother will play into his into what motivates Larry's actions. Yeah. I wonder if he's gotten the trust of Alicent, she's building up quite the fucking she would be building up quite the comrades of motherfuckers that
because her family stood up, was like, we see you got the war colors on, we standing with you.
Yeah, I think if she got Laris, Kristen Cole, her the patriarch of the High Towers, and then of course her daddy, that's a lot of fucked up people in a small space. Like that could be a coup of his own.
Yeah, come on, they're gonna do some damage.
I think the smartest thing Viserys ever said was that Daemon and Rhaenyra are alike because they had the blood of the dragon. Yep, I agree with you and Karen. I wish the next jump wasn't going to be so huge. It leaves too much room for things I want to know to be glossed over. I also wish the time jump was shorter because I would like the battle between Alicent and Rhaenyra to truly start with the actresses we know and have recollection of as being friends. Well, I don't think I'm against this time jump. I don't think I ever said that the time jump is going to be too huge. I just hope they don't completely drop the details of what happened with Kristen Cole. I don't mind these time jumps, faster the better. I love when the shows go full speed. Love it. So
yeah, like Roger said, I just need for them just to answer, and I think they will. Good writing will answer these questions.
Anyway, I will be definitely watching. P.S. My House of Tips shirt is on the way. I brought the red and green color version on black. Yes, thank you. Appreciate y'all getting that gear. I saw people taking pictures of their shirts on Twitter.
Roger got me a shirt. I love that shirt.
Yeah, we wore them on the last recap we did. Rod and Karen, this is from Ray from the 804. I love your commentary on the show. I didn't discover your podcast until the OG Game of Thrones had been finished for a couple of years. When y'all announced y'all were going to recap the House of the Dragon, House of Dragons for my other black folks, it got me way more excited to watch it. Y'all have a lot of great insights. Some of them I caught, some of them I didn't see until I rewatched. But anyways, here are my few thoughts so far. One, did Daemon pull a Denzel Washington Training Day thing while he was out warring over the free cities? Did he decide he really wanted to be married to Rhaenyra? Forgive me for misspelling these nigga names. You've been planning this all day. I've been planning this all week. I guess I'm just wondering how long he wanted to marry his niece. Gross. We know it's gross. And note that he never told his. It'd be worse if you were like, wanted to marry his niece. Yum.
No.
And note that he never told his brother that he didn't fuck his niece. Yeah, I think he definitely came back with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's motivated by spite.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder when the plan hatched. We also know in episode 1 when he gave her that necklace, it was creepy vibes. So
yeah, she hasn't worn that necklace since she had sex with Cole.
Right, but we know when he gave her the necklace, that was that was 4 or 5 years in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So was he eyeing her then?
Yeah,
but mostly I think he's eyeing the throne.
Correct. He doesn't care how he gets there. He just wants the throne.
I think him and his niece have that sense of danger and that fiery hot dragon blood in common, and so maybe there's a kinship there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Damon still, regardless of that, sees her as a means to an end and would be breaking his vows and casting her not completely aside the way he did the woman he killed this week, Rhea, but I think he would not respect her in the way that she wants to be respected. I think he would immediately be like, cool, I'm back on the throne, fuck you, I'm doing what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
2, as if Rod needed another reason to play his theme music, Rod was right. When King Viserys sent the tea, it was after he demanded that Rhaenyra marry Laenor. I suspect that it's an open secret that he likes men because of gossip. You know who wouldn't care if their new bride was a virgin or not? A guy who only fucks his wife to produce children. He's only fucking to procreate, so he wouldn't care about if she's a virgin or not. Yeah, that's a great point. It was like, oh, you know she be in the club, nigga. I be in the club. Okay, we both gonna listen to Renaissance. We not worried. Just some thoughts I had. Love what y'all are doing. I look forward to the rest of the recaps y'all are gonna do. Can you believe that I, as a black man, watched the entire OG Game of Thrones without listening to or reading any recaps with other black folks? I enjoyed it, but it seems like I would have enjoyed it much more if I had been tuned into y'all back then. Love y'all. Peace. Yeah, man. I think we add something to it.
You can always go back and listen to them. All the episodes out there.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's not the same as the real time. Plus, we didn't start covering it until like season 3 or something. So imagine
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, I said what I said. Okay. Imagine it wasn't. I don't think it was season 2.
Okay.
So I want to say it's like season 3 or 4 because there was a lot of seasons. Anyway, the point being, we didn't even cover the whole way because we didn't even realize this was going to be a thing. Like I think at the time, Patrice was a guest on the show and it was kind of like a side idea of like, oh, would you like to come on? We could just kind of talk about this every week. And it was so fun and people enjoyed it. So we just kept doing it and it kind of just grew into its own thing. Lakita says, I think I'm going to this wedding. It definitely sounds lit. I'm sitting far in the back next to an exit, but I'm mainly going to talk shit about how royals and printer paper people get down. But in modern times, they would 100% be shooting at this wedding, wouldn't they? EVE says, I want to root for Rhaenyra, but she makes it so damn hard. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Maybe she's the villain. Even if she's not, she keeps making some stupid ass decisions. I'm kind of hoping she goes out like Henry at this point if she doesn't tighten up. Yeah. I mean, the other thing about Rhaenyra that, like, I know that one person or somebody thinks I'm hard on her, but I think it's literally because they're playing favorites and rooting for characters and they want us to just be like, everything she did is great. Everything everybody else did is bad. But like, one of the things about Rhaenyra is she's only 17.
Right. She's really young.
Yeah. And like before that, she was 15 or 13 on the show. She was making the decisions of a person at those ages. You know what I'm saying? So like,
which is not well thought out because your brain's still developing.
Yeah. And she want to have big fun and go to parties and all that type of shit. And she doesn't really understand like the throne. She doesn't really believe her dad is going to follow through on his promises. Like they're very understandable reasons that a person that age would make the decision she made. It's just that unfortunately for her, all eyes on Rhaenyra. So like when she fuck up, when she make it, it's like, oh, you fucking up everything for everybody. She can't just fuck it up for herself. She can't go out, have a night, on the town and end up pregnant with somebody. Like that just fucks up the whole kingdom, not just her.
Right.
It fucks up her value. And I think also one of the reasons I keep seeing that people say this shit on Twitter and stuff, like why did Allison care who she fucking and shit? Like it's fucking 2022 and it's an episode of rap shit. Like it's just like then you're just not paying attention to what this show is about. Like, you know, it's like saying some shit like, why do it matter that all of Cersei Lannister kids are incest babies? It's like it matter a whole lot.
They do.
And it's that character's no more motivation and why she does so much shit. So that these things have real implications. Now they silly to us in America in 2022, but they weren't silly to them. So I treat it like that, like the way the show treats it. Anyway, the poll: would you attend a Westerosi royal wedding? Yes or no? 73% of people with Karen would not. 27% said yes. I don't know what's wrong with them. They must just not like life. Like not enough TikTok dancing in the world. And the exact same basically on Spotify. The dead wedding comments, we got a lot of comments on YouTube. 15.
Ooh, y'all had a lot to say.
So a couple of the comments were people saying, well, one person said they couldn't get the episode to play. It just says there's no stream. No one else had that problem. I went back and played it a few times. It worked. I'm not sure what was happening.
Right.
But she said, thanks. I just went ahead and listened to your podcast. This is still not working for me. Maybe just a glitch on my part. Guys, you had the best Game of Thrones House of the Dragon reviews. Laugh out loud funny. Thank you. Good point about the Green Queen realizing that the king believed in her father after all because he sent the plan T. But he fired them anyway. They are not her friends. Listen, that is, I'm lit. I hate to tug my own coat. Okay. I hate to give myself props, but I'm going to. My birthday was yesterday. I earned it. I feel like the only motherfucker that made that point. Like I see a lot of people talking about Allison, but that's a valid fucking point. That man sent his daughter to T because he didn't believe her. He fired the dude that told him the truth. The truth that he, you know, we know that I don't be plotting, but the truth that ultimately did serve the throne to know. Like if other motherfuckers talk, because what you don't want is, well, I didn't feel I should tell you, King. And the time you find out is when you keep trying to marry your daughter off, and everybody's like, I don't want to marry no hoes. What you doing, bro?
Right.
And he's like, well, what y'all mean? Then, well, she was in the club. That's what I heard. I'm not marrying my son to your daughter. Like that's not the time to find out. So you know, I thought. Anyway, I think she has a reason to be upset, even if.
Yeah, she has a reason to be mad.
My guess is the way the show works out, they'll take her reason to be upset to level 10
to the extreme,
to where she's doing shit so fucked up that it's like, even if you had a reason to be upset, you're now just an asshole, because that's kind of the way the show goes. White Label American has said that he couldn't get the sound to work on this episode, but the sound worked for me.
Yeah, it sounds like other people seen it too.
He said the other videos worked. It just, yeah, for some reason, he said the only thing I did different on my side was get YouTube Premium and a new phone. Let me try it on my TV and see if it will be different. It works on my TV. This is like Damon and Otto fucking with me at the same time. I'm going to bed. Worry not, Rod. We good. Okay. And yeah, I'm just glad it worked out. I mean, I always try to see if I can help, but I couldn't.
Right.
This shit was beyond me. I was like, we did everything the same. And we didn't monetize that video, so it wouldn't even be a reason to silence anything, because I know we played commercial music, so I didn't want to monetize it and have somebody be like, copyright strike.
Right.
If Sir Kristen Cole had homies, he would have known. He would have not turned down Rhaenyra's offer and committed a hate crime. He need friends, says Warrior Sports. I agree.
He need friends.
Listen, like the thing with Kristen Cole is he a true believer. And I obviously think that's whack of him to be a true believer, but that's his motivations.
Yep.
We always forget, because everyone they show on this show is normally corrupt and dirty. They always throw one fucking person that believed that bullshit in the midst of the rest of them. And we just forget that he don't look at it like it's the game for power and throne. It's always, you know, Jon Snow was that dude for like 5 seasons. And I remember when we would do the recaps, people would be mad because I didn't like Jon Snow as a character. I was like, it's the same shit with this dude every week. You see what's happening. You can't play this game like everyone's gonna be on the up and up. And I remember he got killed, and I laughed, and it's so good. And when he came back to life, I was like, that's bullshit. But you know what I liked about him? He acted like a man that had died once.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, he was like, nope, can't just trust nobody for their word. Y'all not killing me again. Motherfuck that. And that's when I literally started liking that character. So that's what the game is. But yeah, Kristen Cole is a true believer and whack.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like that's how Cersei went down. She fucked that dude. That dude became a true believer. And all of a sudden he believed, and he was the one that took her down when she had to take that fucking walk of shame.
Yep. He fucking with them true believers, dog. You know, the motherfucker that believed in the Sept and the motherfucking the High Sanders and shit. Like, them motherfuckers was like, it
was crazy.
They always throw an element of that in this show where it's like, oh, no. They do think the whatever this religion is real. You're like, oh no. Anyway, In Harmon says, I listened to the recap on the podcast channel. Ernest says, y'all, I think the horse was in on it. You could buy a lot of carrots and apples with a cut of Danish herring.
Mr. Ed was in on the deal.
And he leaves a thinking emoji, like, and then a horse emoji, then a casket emoji, and then a money emoji. Saf Anime says, y'all went hard on a sister last time I commented, and I almost didn't comment this time. But I did want to say that maybe you were right about Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship. Okay, listen. That's all we want to hear. Okay, that's all we want to hear.
I've been right about all of it! We've been right about all of it! Woo! Yes! Yes!
Okay. Welcome. Now you can be our friend. You just needed to admit the truth. I think I used the wrong word with romance, but after Rhaenyra's talk with Laenor, I get it. She's Team D. Yeah, I mean, listen, we be paying attention. Not much slips by us. Every once in a while something will, but not much, you know. I do wonder if Kristen saw that Daemon and Rhaenyra were about to kiss, and that's what set them off. Oh,
in the background.
Oh, hold up now. You might be onto something there.
I didn't think about that because the fight broke right before.
Yeah, he put his hand on the side of her face. Maybe that's a great point. And maybe when that person said Daemon started it, maybe that's what they mean. Is like seeing him that set Kristen off. Like he wouldn't have known Kristen would do that, but that's a great point. It happened so fast I had to go back and play it again and see what happened. Do you guys ever watch the little recaps the creators and actors do after the episode? No. They give good insight into the episode, explain things that may have been missed. Good recap, guys. Nah, I feel like, and this is just my ego and arrogance, I feel like I don't want to play with their interpretations and stuff like that too much, because honestly, I like doing the recap with just what we can pick up, because I think it makes our show more unique. And a lot of these people that do these recaps and stuff are just repeating shit that other motherfuckers told them, books they read, stuff like that. And I'm like, I just want y'all that watch the show to feel the kinship of other people that only watch the show. That being said, not knocking anybody that wants to go get that material. This is a complete ego thing from me and us that, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't even watch the Rockstar recaps, none of that shit.
We love that.
If show. I missed it, I missed it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll watch them all at the end of the season, but
yeah, we might do that.
You know, I tried watching like the first one, I think, and honestly, it was still too spoilery, even though they claimed it wasn't gonna be, it won't be spoiling stuff with the, it's still too much like, this is what happened in the books, and this is in, and it's like, well, clearly that's gonna come into effect. I don't want to know that. Leonard Brother says, great points about how folks start rooting for their agendas more than they pay attention to what the show is presenting. It definitely happened with the OG show, and you can see it starting to happen with this one. My mom says, superb recap, King Rod and Queen Karen. Nice shirt, King Rod. Thank you. Karen had the same shirt on, but she always wraps up, so y'all don't get to see it.
I wrap up like an Eskimo, so y'all don't see it.
And Harmon says, hey, I love the recap once again. I couldn't wait to listen to you guys. Not the Smurfs, Gargamel, Damon with the witchcraft. Thank you for the comments, everybody. That was a lot of them. And that's it for the comments for the week. Of course, we have to check the Q&A for on Anchor. The Q&A is, we ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. And Dwayne says, I wonder if the weddings in SOR is bad. We definitely know the Dothraki weddings are like Freaknik with swords, according to season 1. Yeah. I would go to a no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I almost caught myself. No, the fuck I wouldn't. Dothraki niggas like to fight.
Only wedding I would go to is one up there with Dawn with the Freaky Prince.
Maybe Freaky Prince and
because they're not gonna be fighting.
Maybe Winterfell. Maybe. Definitely not King's Landing. Definitely not Dothraki. Like they look like they keep the moonshine already poured.
Come on, they come lit.
Jay Adamo says, I'd attend a wedding in Westeros, but be at a table in the back so I can leave quickly once the shit pops off. I'm here for the mess. I'll just hear about it later. Y'all tell me. Damon, Sandy says Damon is a controlled chaos. There's a reason behind it. Ray is just pure chaos. The king would never allow him to marry Ray. He could be allowed to marry Lena because the king is too tired. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of not up to the king if he wants to marry Lena. So maybe it really would be up to Corlys.
Right.
And one can sit. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I could see Corlys doing it because he helped him win that war. So he's like, sure, you can have my daughter. Like, that's no big thing. And it keeps me it keeps us tied up with your family.
Yeah, and
even more.
And like that way I have the air game locked from both sides. Because he probably thinks you would think, oh, I could probably keep you from killing my son because you're married to my daughter. And then the other reason is it's been very consistent. Corlys wants that power and that throne. He feels like his wife was done an injustice, and he feels like her bloodline belongs on that throne, and he will get her there by hook or crook.
However he can.
So that would be very consistent. That's assuming the preview I saw they was married, but maybe it could be they juxtapose two clips that don't go together.
They do that sometimes.
Raphael says, as a man, it's a no on Westerosi weddings. High chance of my dying Nigerian weddings. I could barely survive. I'm a storyteller and Game of Thrones watcher. I'll watch from afar until still sneak food and wine to me. Roger says, stop flirting with your uncle at your wedding with your cousin. Right. Right there, she's just such a hot girl, man. And Bridget says you have to play the remix version with Run DMC for Let's Get Married. All right, let's check the voicemails. Looks like we got at least 3 different people calling in. Let's see what they had to say.
Hi, Robert. This is Raphael. I'm not trying to sell an NFT today. Love you guys. You guys do the best. So I after watching the scene from Sugar Hill, I thought about it. I can't recall when the word Akata was introduced into my life, but I just know that it was something that was around me, and anytime relatives were always talking about Black Americans, and it always came to us like a joke. It was always in a joking manner, but it was mostly it wasn't in an offensive way. I don't know when it became an offensive, very good, unofficially offensive term. But I never realized that I never knew who invented the word or like the origins of the word. And while looking at your, while typing on YouTube, I certainly just Googled who invented the word. And the first thing that came up on Google was Nigerian students during the 60s and 70s in honor of the Black Panther Party coined the word Akata. So I was like, wow, I never knew that history. And today it's something that is all just negative. And so it's something that I don't use it anymore. Kind of like where I don't use half-cast. It's a whole different story. But yeah, it's something that looking back, it's just a whole different thing from my childhood. All right, stay awesome. Love you guys.
All right, thank you, Raphael. And then he got into a wreck. But not that. I mean, it makes sense that it could be that easy, because I think that's how shit happens. Is like you don't. One, if you're talking to people from that aren't Black American, but the joke is on them, then of course it doesn't feel offensive to you. You know, it's just like, oh, it's just a joke. You know, when I was a kid, man, there were so many offensive jokes. Oh my God. Like, I don't want to go into all of them, but just so many that were so common.
Yes. You know, thinking back, I was like, oh, that shit was so fucked up and I knew nothing.
Yeah, I still remember there used to just be racist jokes that were like about a Chinese man, a Black man, an Asian man do blank. And it's just a bunch of jokes about whichever one you want to make the stereotype about, you know, Asian person having a small penis, Black man being stupid, the way a white man talks, like whatever it was, you know, and it was rampant when I remember those jokes from like 3rd and 4th grade. So, but hopefully, you know, you get out, you meet people and you get other perspectives. And then also I love the last part, words meanings change over time. So maybe someone meant it as a badge of honor. I Googled Akata because of some of the stuff we got this week about it. And it wasn't all just one clear, like the origin was this. Like there were people, it was a lot of like, this is just what it means now, you know? So I don't, you know, once again, I don't know what exactly happened. I just know that at least since the advent of social media, there's been a big hullabaloo over like African people using that as a negative. And the way that woman as a professor used it was not positive. So, and I wasn't trying to highlight that as she's a bad person, but just in the finicky way of social media, literally the same people that want to protect her from everyone that's upset about her comments about the queen are some of those same people were ready to get her fired 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, when she said that.
You know, and the truth is human beings are probably somewhere in between, not your best self or your worst.
Agreed.
All right, next voicemail is blank. All right. Got us a nice blank. Okay, well, next voicemail after that did. Someone had the wrong number.
Saturday won't play.
Had themselves on mute. I don't know. See, we got one
to
more.
authorize the orderer to talk to our representative.
Okay.
Please press 1.
All right. So we gotta get our car. We gotta get our car warranty service. Just a little reminder.
Call about your warranty.
Oh my God, y'all! So many fucking emails this week. Let's get into it. Okay, it's just that's how many there are. Feedback on feedback. This is from Dizzy Lizzie. I love the show and your Dragon recaps are hilarious, just like your Thrones recaps were. I recently did a re-listen of the Thrones episodes, and me and my son were laughing so hard when Rod said, "Bitch, I will make another heir." Recapping Balon telling Yara to leave the Theon in captivity. Love that Karen never watched those first 2 seasons. To be honest, they were boring. So it was a 3rd season.
Okay, it was a 3rd
As
season.
as to the incest,
I just jumped in the middle and just never went back.
As to the incest and dragons, insert Kanye shoulder shrug emoji. The running theme has been that Targaryens love that cest. I enjoy. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know how to. I don't want to sound weird saying this, but I think y'all know what I'm saying. If they would have brought this show back, that's like 200 years in the past, and suddenly it was no incest and everybody was woke, I would have rejected the show. I would be like, this ain't even the show.
Right, because even with the original Game of Thrones, they talked about that incest and how that's the way the people used to be.
Yeah, just I don't know how you could. It would be so obvious that what they did was got negative feedback from fucking themarysue.com and said, we're going to write a show that doesn't have any of that stuff in it. And I would have been like, then why did you even make a show?
Right.
Like this is just part of it. Y'all have a dirty world that people are going to be upset about in today's Tumblr climate. Just let them people be mad. And guess what? Them people watch every week and write a recap every week, right? Because low key they enjoy the show. They just their brand has to be that they don't like it. You know, I think so much of people's brand is that, but they won't admit it.
Correct. Because numbers don't lie.
I'm watching the Jeffrey Dahmer series from Ryan Murphy on Netflix right now, and it's good. Like almost all of his shit is when he does these type of true American crime type things. And I keep seeing the commentary online is all this. I could not watch it because it's just not about the victims, it's about Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm like, y'all knew that before you hit play. Why are you
right?
Why
it's called the Jeffrey Dahmer Show. You go,
Yeah.
why y'all talking about him? Because that was the fucking name. If they would have used anything else, you wouldn't have clicked on it.
Like even when the Versace thing was about Andrew Cunanan, the killer, it's like, yeah, because the killer's the interesting part. You're not. That's why it's a story,
right?
It's like saying I watched Made in America, O.J. Simpson. Why was it so much about O.J.? It's like because we don't want to see Nicole Brown Simpson shopping and going to dinner. We don't. That's the truth. You either need to accept that ugly part of yourself that wants to see this shit, or just stop trying to grandstand on everybody like you better than somebody because you click play on the same thing as everybody else,
right?
Or whatever, So I just thought that was weird, but I think that's the branding that people have now is, I watched this show, but I would never. Like, nigga, nobody should ever. What? It's a TV show. You shouldn't watch The Terminator and kill people either.
Right.
Everyone acting all shocked is weird to me. That's how they get down, and we been knowing low-key hockey. I was rooting for Lena Valerian to be the next queen because, again, the Targs don't care about that cess. We apply 2022 morals to these fictional characters that are loosely based on medieval times, and in the medieval times, folks was dropping dead in their 50s, so of course they were married as teens. Shout out to Allison, though. Hard agree that she's doing her best with the cards she's been dealt. Love that y'all love this show, and it shines through in your reviews. This show is fast-paced, just like those final seasons of Thrones, and I love it. Love y'all, Dizzy Lizzy Gal. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I wonder if the lesson they learned was not that the last season, everybody's upset about the pacing of the last season, but I wonder if they learned, like, we just should have never made them first season so slow so that when we turned up the speed time on it, people wouldn't be so upset.
Right.
So just start off going fast.
Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that.
Yimmy writes in, meaning of Akata. Hi, Karen and Rod. Is it Akata? I don't know. I live in Brooklyn, New York City, but I'm originally from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm also Yoruba, which is one of the major ethnic groups in Nigeria. Just wanted to point out that Akata is a Yoruba word. It means rascal, ruffian, or ghetto, depending on the context. It is often used as a derogatory word by Yoruba people in particular when referring to African Americans. Obviously, this is rooted in internalized racism, white supremacy, and respectability politics. Not sure where the cotton picker definition came from. Either way, humans are exhausted and love your show. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got another definition and another origin. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it wouldn't be surprising if the definition and how people interpret it probably depend on where you were, like what part of the country you were would depend on your particular interpretation of it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even really. I get that some people are upset about it, and they're welcome to it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really be upset about it. It's low key kind of funny to me that like I don't think anybody should be saying it and being mean and doing that, but I can't stop them.
Right.
But it's kind of funny to me too. Like, I don't know. Racism is always funny to me because it doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't have to.
So like, you black, I'm black. You calling me a slur because I'm black in a different country than you. It's funny. The same way that when people used to say African booty scratcher after forget the Menace maybe to Society or Boys in the Hood came out. Boys in the Hood, I think. No, one of them. After one of those movies came out, a lot of people started going, African booty scratcher, you from Africa, and blah blah blah. And I was like, really had never heard anybody say that before.
I was like,
everyone in that classroom was black.
Right. I was like, that sounds fucked up.
And it's funny because y'all still all black, but y'all so stupid that y'all think it matter to be racist. Y'all got room to be racist. It's funny. Waste of a slur. This is from Iman, who says, hey Rod and Karen, so I waited a day to let this episode settle, and I appreciate you not reading my trauma response ass emails from last week because that's not the vibe. Thank you. First of all, thank you. Don't thank us. Thank you. First of all, bronze bitch was a waste of a slur. I thought his wife was gonna be tan at least. I know that's the other part. She wasn't even bronze. That made me think Damon's super racist. You know what I mean? But it's funny because like Melania, the old woman he was fucking was kind of, but you know what? She was that Melania Trump, like white with a little bit of seasoning.
Just a sprinkle.
Yeah, I guess this woman was more like maybe white passing Latinx type white, or just
like
she looked Greek, and he was like, ew, my dick will never.
Yeah, she has some Italian seasoning, and then other one just had a little bit of hot sauce.
Shaking my head, at least she got some good insults before she went. Once again, Damon doesn't say a damn thing before killing someone. Just let her connect the dots on her own. I think you're going to be right, Rod. Rhaenyra seems to be going down a road that's going to make Lord Hightower right about her. She's collecting enemies like Pokemon cards. Allison showed up to the event in her gang colors. Old Town, stand up.
Right?
Sir Cole, that poor baby on suicide watch. Me to Sir Cole. Baby whores get paid. You ain't even that. Right? He was so insulted. That's the greatest line. That is the greatest line. You want me to be your whore? Like, he was so hurt.
He was insulted.
Listen, this is not a man of like
he not about the street life.
This ain't I was gonna say this ain't like a man of like, he has a red bell hooks. Okay, this ain't the compliment he was looking for in life. Leno about to be holding a grudge because her side piece killed his side piece. And also, you know what, low-key, it's Rhaenyra's fault. And here's why. I don't think Rhaenyra knows Cole. She just complains to Cole and calls that knowing Cole.
Yes.
Because I feel like
because the relationship is not a mutual relationship.
Yeah, I think if it was an actual relationship built on mutual respect and all this shit, she would have known either to not tell him because he that type of nigga, or to tell him because he that type of dude. But she didn't know. She was just like, oh yeah, he should be cool with this. And that was the first time it crossed her mind that he might not be.
Yes, sir.
Because and then we find out, oh yeah, he ain't like that. He be praying with his eyes closed.
Right.
He and Rhaenyra were acting mad reckless. I thought one of the fundamental rules of having side pieces, you don't bring a side piece to your wedding. 1 minute you're having a good time, then it turns to the Source Awards. I'm scared and excited about this new Allison. She seems to be more cunning than her father, and people take her kindness for weakness. Glad she's heeding his warning, because they definitely gave us a sneak peek of Rhaenyra's ruthlessness. She told her uncle boyfriend to slit her dad's throat. She did at the wedding. She was wild. She really was on something like, I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't kill everybody and take me and make me your bride. I'm like, oh my God, she been reading 50 Shades of Grey. I cackled when the king fell and Allison just stood there like, oh well. She did.
Oh yeah, the love is gone.
She's over. Like, that love was never romantic love anyway. It was like love of country and obligation.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The love, like it was out of obligation, but the love for the obligation left. So that's why when they showed up, she was like, bitch, I can get there when I get there.
I'm glad they showed that everyone knew that boy is gay, though, because this show definitely doesn't shy away from showing all types of relationships. It's okay if Allison and Rhaenyra were just BFFs. People were really hanging on to that for dear life. I know it was annoying, y'all. I didn't want to fight nobody about it, but I was like, y'all really want this to be true? But this is not that kind of show. They're not subtle like that. If they they just be gay.
You would have seen it.
Yeah, like they wouldn't be beating around the bush like, maybe it was a love affair. Like, they'd be like, they fucked or whatever. And I don't even think it's off limits because they were like 15 or whatever. If they can show a 15-year-old, quote unquote, 17-year-old, whatever, on the Showtime, having sex with an old ass man, then they would have showed them kissing each other. I really think people just wanted it to be true. And I think the actors played it that way because they had 1 or 2 episodes to show how close they were.
Right. So they had to condense.
So I think they were like, we should go all the way, like make it even flirty. Just whatever to show that would just show
the closeness. Yeah.
I keep seeing folks being mad at her, but she didn't have a choice in marrying the king. Plus, Rhaenyra is the sole reason her dad is now unemployed. Green means go, and it's on site now for Allison. Also, like, y'all should be rooting for Allison to turn evil. That's when the show gonna crank up.
Because I think this Sunday gonna be lit.
Yeah, like if you really like, that's what my problem was, and it's probably book readers or something. But if you got a problem with Allison on this show, it shouldn't be my problem. Is that she's the one that is she's so everything she do is evil from the jump. That shouldn't even be your problem because the show wasn't giving you that. The problem should be like, oh, it's kind of boring that she's not evil. Listen, I stand an evil queen. I love shit. Didn't get hot on Game of Thrones till like when Cersei took over. It was like, ooh,
child, when she took over, honey, the shit was blowing up, exploding, like it got lit.
Like it was nothing she would not do to make sure that she was not getting married to no nigga she didn't want to be with.
Honey, she'll be sipping her wine, watching you blow up 200 feet away.
Cersei took out 2 dragons. She was wild. My cheeks were tight this episode, wondering if someone was going to spill the beans at the engagement party. I was stressed. I really thought Viserys was going to die this episode. He literally falling apart, and that black maester was trying to get the king on that alkaline to clear it up. Excited for the recap. Love you, mine. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because I saw that preview for next week, and he's still alive. And I'm like, how? But he looked like Dan Aykroyd in that movie with Digital Underground. Hold on. It's like something. I'm not even gonna take the name, but I'm about to look it up. But I remember they had the video for same all around the world, same song in it. But oh my god, that movie was called Nothing But Trouble, 1991. Nothing But Trouble. Dan Aykroyd in Nothing But Trouble. That's how Viserys look next week.
Oh no. I probably seen that movie years ago.
Oh man, I'll see if I can pull up how he looked. Oh man, I might just stumble on a meme for next week's live tweet of this shit. But yeah, I don't know if y'all can see this on my screen.
Oh no.
Yeah, like this is how he looked in Nothing But Trouble. They had all this makeup on him to make him look old and raggedy and disgusted. That's how Viserys looked in them previews. Mandy writes in, Little Mermaid hoopla. Dear Karad, I have to express my frustration with the live version of Little Mermaid that will be released next year. In no way am I excusing the negative reactions from white people, but why do we always have to watch an updated movie that puts a black character or another POC just for diversity's sake that originally didn't have a POC as the main character or in the entire movie? Remember in the cartoon version, it was backlash about the crab with his voice and certain lyrics in the song Under the Sea? There was no black input for those controversies to not be in the cartoon. Honestly, I don't remember. Were people mad about Sebastian?
I don't know. I don't remember. All I know was about I was a kid, so
yeah, I was a kid too. I just liked it. Maybe I'm not old enough to remember the fight.
Me either. And this is pre-internet.
Yeah. Another example, the Princess and the Frog movie. It took decades to have an animated black princess, which was groundbreaking, but it received backlash for having the princess be mostly a frog in the movie. No black prince. It didn't have more input from us. Why not do a prequel, sequel, or live version of that where we can include more input from black people, especially black women, so she could be fairly represented? Remember a few years ago that there was going to be an animated movie about an African princess? It was all talk, but nothing's coming to fruition. Obviously, I know mermaids are not real, blah, 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 but can we just do our movies our way with input from us? I mean, just look what the movie Black Panther did. And although Black Panther was based on a comic from a white person, it was everyone black in front and behind the scenes, and look what it did. Need I say more? I get the whole conversation about how representation is more than just having non-white person on screen to show diversity. I saw the video of the black girl's reaction. It was heartwarming, but I wonder if they are going to have dolls, games, clothes, pop-up stores, accessories of this new mermaid, or for them to have because the Princess Tiana didn't really get that type of treatment. Neither did Black Panther. Now, Black Panther got that kind of treatment. I'm a nerd. You couldn't do anything without someone selling you something Black Panther. Like literally right now they have a deal with Adidas where they're coming out with shoes. Like they had the pop-ups, they had the accessories, they had everything for Black Panther. Maybe not for little girls, if that's the point, but they definitely had it for people that buy those type of things. Sorry for this long tangent, but I had to get it off my chest.
Okay, and I understand.
Break it down,
but
sis.
I think that the things you are talking about go outside. Not trying to find to go outside the proximity of the show itself, because these things you're talking about, they are valid, and I do understand the complaints about what you're saying, but it's one of those things where them making a white character black doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Me personally, like I don't care. I do understand, but also and maybe this is just me projecting, so forgive me. a lot of times, all jokes aside, people argue with people on the internet all day. And this is what you've been arguing with them about, sweetie. I'm not trying to be funny. This is what you've been talking to and arguing with people about. And you're taking that and you're bringing it here. We didn't say these things. These are not things that we even brought up on the show, nor or any of that. So this, what you're writing is not really for us. It's for the people online. Like, and I understand your frustration and what you're saying is valid and these are valid points, blah, 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 blah. But for the show and what we were talking about, that has nothing to do with what we were talking about. It's like you kind of went off on a tangent that was almost separate from the things that we were talking about on the show.
Yeah, it's definitely not really feedback for us because it's really more like fielding our opinions about something, because we have not talked about Little Mermaid that much, if at all, on the show. And but it's fine. I think she wrote this to get our opinions, and I hate to let you down, but and I haven't even talked about this on social media. I haven't commented on the memes. I don't care about this shit.
Right. I don't care,
and I don't even mean it on some like I don't care because black people shouldn't care. I mean, I think the whole like a black person is cast in something, white racists online predictably react to it. And then black people spend the rest of the fucking month exhausting themselves replying to anime avatars and bigots that never have our best mind, like just amplifying their voices over and over to signal that we don't agree. I'm not interested in it, mostly because it's boring. We already won because we got the thing. Far as I'm concerned, put all the fucking black people in all the shit. I don't care. I don't have any reverence for their shit. Nothing but good can come of it. Either it sucks and we still stole your movie from you,
right?
Or it's or it's great and we got a new version of like, oh, okay, cool. And hopefully at the end of the day, the thing that starts to kick in is like, in a lot of cases, the race shit isn't as big as people think it is. And I'm not saying race doesn't matter,
right?
But like a lot of this race stuff, we elevated into being like these insurmountable obstacles that are not. So the second that these changes are made, the fight is over. As far as it's like, okay, moving on to the next fucking thing. Mm-hmm. A great example of this type of thing is like, whenever you see like what franchise was it? Whenever like The Woman King, that's what it was. The Woman King is written by two white women, right? Black actors, I'm sure some black people behind the scenes, stuff like, black director, but it's written by two white women. It's also not historically accurate. Takes some creative license with history like every movie does. Some people are mad at it for not portraying slavery the right way or glossing over it too much. Some people are loving it because it did. It doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Did you enjoy that movie? Okay, cool. Was it good? Okay, cool. I'm not really gonna get caught up in, well, two white women wrote it, so I can't like it. I feel like that shit is so simple and basic. And the same thing happened. I've set out these conversations with a lot of shit. When the Green Book thing was big for everybody, I was like, I saw the movie and I liked it, and I'm not gonna fight with y'all about it. If you didn't like it, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to like it. If you think you tired of these type of films, hey, well, you're tired of them. What I saw was a well-made film that is make-believe. That didn't happen that way. They did the job. And also, if I was reading a fucking history book or writing a term paper, I wouldn't use this movie to do so. I'm a little less caught up on that, and I think we as a show are a little less caught up on that whole like, but that's not how it happened. We're very much like, did we enjoy this thing or not? Right. Also, I know you glossed over by saying it's a mermaid, but like, it is a mermaid, and it is hard for me to be upset about it because it's a cartoon mermaid, and it means more to us than it even means to the kids. It's really our nostalgia and us wanting something. And if racist people are mad about it, then I'm probably gonna always be on the other side. So if I have to pick, I'd rather have Black Little Mermaid exist than not. But at the end of the day, I'm not very whatever. I'm just not very upset about it. It's just you know, like that's one of the reasons I've read everything you read, and I still was like, I don't want to talk about it on our show. Not because I was like avoiding it, but literally I was like looking at articles like there's not much to say here.
Right. And like I said before, you do have valid points. I'm not even arguing with you or against your points. All I'm saying is there anything from us that would actually have you go off on the tangent like that about things that we didn't discuss?
And she just wants to get our opinion on it. I mean, it's something Black people are talking about. We do a feedback show. This is the place to write in, even if it's not germane to what we talked about. This may be the only way we talk about it. So I get why she wrote in, but I also agree that this feels like part of a conversation she's been having other places or other people have been having that we haven't. And it's like, well, I just need somewhere to vent, somewhere to get feel some opinions. I hate to let people down on this kind of shit, but I can't be up for everything. And this just ain't one. Even if I love this movie and this idea, I just go see the movie and not argue with white people over it. I do it all the time.
Yes, sir.
Like I remember when Black Panther was out. I don't think I spent a second online arguing with anybody. Even that like recast T'Challa movement, which is very big, as y'all know I love Black Panther. Y'all know I love Chadwick Boseman. I'm not spending a second talking to these motherfuckers about it. My time is way too precious.
Come on.
To waste on bad faith actors who don't mean you any good intentions
and
then
don't care about you.
Here's the other kicker. I love Black people. Some Black people have a problem with shit. Some Black people don't.
Right.
I don't always agree with them, but if I can understand where they're coming from, I normally just leave them alone. So like, I understand where people coming from, where they go, I don't want them just to put a Black character on the screen and call that diversity. You right, cool, I get it. Sometimes I feel that way too. This is just not one of those times for me. You know?
And like I say, I don't want to go on a tangent, but truth be told, and studies and statistics have showed that whenever they quote unquote create separate, motherfuckers don't support it. But you know, everybody knows Superman, make them Black, people will support that. Like they've had a lot of fucking shit flop that has been the shit that people ask for, the separate stuff.
My problem is that it's a false choice.
Correct.
When I started my response, what I say? I want it all.
Right.
Make Spider-Man Black. That's how we got that beautiful Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse movie. And I love that movie, and a lot of people loved it. Do that. And also make original Black characters too.
Yeah.
I want a Static Shock movie that's made for and by Black people. I want that. Like I want it all. You're not gonna trick me into being like, I like when they do this, but they shouldn't do that. No, do both.
Do both.
And I'll watch the surface level diversity of Black Ariel, and I'll watch the and honestly, this is a whole tangent, but I don't even really want deep dives into Blackness in the fucking under the sea. I don't want them to be like, well, 4C hair under the water would do. No,
I don't give a fuck.
Black woman, put a wig on her. Let's go. This is not
this is not that deep.
We don't need a moment in Black history for underwater sea shit. Redo the Princess and the Frog. I don't care. Like,
redo it.
Yeah, it's all good. So anyway, that's how I feel. Sorry if we let you down. Sometimes we just not there. Sometimes we be cooning, you know.
Right. And the thing is,
I don't know what's so hilarious. Oh, I know. You're a coon.
That's gotta be how she feeling listening.
All right. She listens to us like, you Negroes. But I do understand, but it's one of those things where for us, we're not that about it.
Like I don't like if we get a fucking scene, and honestly, I might even be against it. Like if we got a scene in live action Little Mermaid where like her grandmama mermaid fish is like combing her hair before she go to bed at night. Like if Black Ariel got to put on like a bonnet to go to sleep under the water, I might fuck around and walk out.
You might have. That's where you draw the line.
I actually might fuck around and walk out. That might be the place where I'll be like, now see, God damn it, who listen to all these Black people?
Right.
Just surface level diversity, please.
Right.
We don't need.
Then I'm gonna become the coon. Why can't you treat her like the white people? Just brush the curly hair and keep it pushing. It's all fake.
Not to mention that's even if this shit's gonna be good, because a lot of these live action Disney remakes been kind of mid anyway. It's been very nostalgia cash in.
Yeah, the only ones that I've liked is Maleficent. If
that's
I pronounce
not
that
even
right.
a remake. That's not a remake.
That's not a remake. Oh, okay.
Live action remakes, like I think we've had I know we're getting Cinderella is coming. If that may have even came out, I don't think I saw it.
Out. We didn't see it.
The Beauty and the Beast was one. There was another one I'm drawing a blank on, but we've had a couple. Is they Lion King? Like they've been all right. They've been okay to good, but nothing's replacing those originals.
Right, and that's okay.
So yeah, Mulan, yeah, they've been good, okay to good. Nothing that's made me go, I would not watch that cartoon movie. This is the new official version. Everything is like, yeah, it's cool, but anyway, yeah, Aladdin.
Yeah, and everything is for a new generation.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have to, admit to themselves. Sometimes the shit just ain't for you.
Yeah, well, we're just fighting over shit that don't really matter to me. I'm not a little child anymore. I saw those movies, Anyway, Milk of the Poppy. This is from Chuck Spears. Hi, salutations, Lord Rodimus and Lady Karen of House Tips. I was listening to Dragon episode 5 review, and you got to talking about Milk of the Poppy. Its list of cures sounded similar to what we talk about tussin, so I made an image at work because for reasons they don't pay too much attention to what I do here. I don't know what you should have for it, but I was inspired and figured you'd at least get a laugh out of it. As for Sir Kristen, when Joffrey got in his ear, what got him so upset is what you've been saying in the past will get niggas the most upset. Some true shit. Boy turned that poor man's face into scrambled eggs. I don't know what's worse. The mountain popping on the Freaky Prince's eyes out. Either way, ain't no helping them with the Milk of the Poppy for that or that tussin. Can't wait to see more mess in that show. Hear your take on said mess. As always, wishing you continued success. Be well. And he sent this label for Milk of the Poppy that looks like Robitussin. Meister Robe I Tussin, maximum strength, Milk of the Poppy DM. Stab wounds check, Dragonfire check, thrown swords check, pussy poltergeist check, Grandmeister recommended. Oh man, I would make a fucking t-shirt out of it. I put this in our store if I could. Thank you. This is so funny. Oh man,
that's hilarious.
All right, let's go to the next one. Dune Dragon says, "Hey Karen and Rod, this is for our House of the Dead recap, House of Dragon recap. The way I have to take notes just to write in, I wonder the notes you are taking for the podcast. 5 to 6 pages.
It's a lot.
A lot of cues for jokes. Sometimes if I can remember cues for music, it's a lot. Trying to keep it brief. In the Veil, I knew that his wife would be a hottie, and just when I thought she was going to be an interesting character to have around, Tupac saying, "It's checkout time. We gotta go. Let me be the first to call it. They are trying to do a Game of Thrones Star Wars crossover. The way Damon walked out like a Darth Sith Lord, hood and everything when approaching his wife. Isn't it obvious when he Jedi mind trick and force pushed the horse over his wife?" That's a good point. It's a good point, Dune Dragon. He looked like Anakin walking up on the younglings.
He did.
That's the only thing was missing was that when that lightsaber cut on. I read a totally different meaning into her statement. I knew you couldn't finish. I'll still say, even if you guys don't agree, he could not get it up with his whore suspected white worm. He could not get it up with Rhaenyra, and he could not get it up with his wife. Dun dun dun. Hence why they didn't consummate their marriage. I'm suspecting half his issues is because Grandmaster Flash hasn't created Viagra tea yet. Yeah, like I said, maybe y'all are right. Maybe they'll illuminate that, but it looked like he had 3 kids in that preview next week. So maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out, right? I also disagree on the banishment of Hightower is a smart move. Hightower. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. This nigga's gonna be plotting away with God knows who from a distance and get his comeuppance. We didn't say the banishment was a smart move. We say he should kill him. But if you're not gonna kill him,
he can't stay.
You
there.
Can't have him around.
Right. One of the two. Either kill him or he got to go.
Yeah, those are the only 2 really moves I think you can make with that guy.
Yeah, because you keep him around, he'll plot to actually. I mean,
yeah,
he's still probably gonna plot to kill you, but you don't want somebody that close to you that could, poison your crab legs.
Yeah. And if you think he killed your daddy, you definitely can't have him there.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, if you're not gonna kill him, which we know Viserys won't, then I guess this is the smartest move you can make of the I ain't gonna kill him.
Right, and the thing is, like somebody brought up, that was his wife's daddy.
Yeah.
So
it just wasn't on the table.
Right.
While you heard we're moving on up, I heard Big Pimp and Jay-Z playing when they rolled up the Chateau Black Excellent. This episode should have been called Scrunchy Hands because that's what Mrs. Cisco, aka White Chocolate, came out to greet the king. I could have sworn 2 more fingers fell off that glove when
because he kept passing out. That's why.
When would these people learn that every damn party has a tragedy following right behind this? By now, you would think they would have learned and told DJ Khaled to stay home, but no, they have to party and he is in his back in the back saying, and another one. I could have sworn the last few seconds of the fight, if you can call that ass whooping a fight, I thought Christian was going to do a mountain and head crush the poor boy. Somehow this still ended up more gruesome. God damn, after deleting like 2/3 of my email, it's still this long. I had to cut out how from the last episode, everyone now is an asshole. Maybe if next episode is a slow one, I'll send my thesis. Hope you guys have fun reading as much as I have writing it. I won't say your podcast is the best House of the Dragon podcast because I don't bother to listen to any other. It's like good fried chicken. I could try eating frog legs, but I'll stick with what's great. Peace, Dune Dragon. Thanks, Dune Dragon.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah. And listen, we cook the fried chicken, not like Paula Patton. We don't just season the grease.
Right, we season the chicken and we don't cover it in Robitussin.
Notorious EVE says, good morrow to you, Queen Karen of House Jackson, most honored host of Blackout Tips Nation, leader of those who knucketh if you bucketh, who she be knowing, and artist formerly known as Squire, now elevated to Sir Roderick. All right, I'll take it. Love your recaps, and this one was really thorough. I wouldn't go to a cookout in Westeros, let alone a wedding. Not me. Lose my invite, please. And if your boy Joffrey gonna be there, forget about it.
Yeah. Anybody named Joffrey, forget about it.
These Joffreys are not. They are very consistent in fucking up the vibe.
Ain't they though?
Does George R.R. Martin not like dudes named Joffrey? That's why he kills them off horribly. And how is Kristen gonna be from Dorne and not be into freaky-ish? They trying to hurt our feelings. At least the Valerian drip was in full effect after the wedding. All I could hear was Cardi B's come through dripping. Drip, drip. Came through dripping. Yep. As for Viserys, he is definitely being poisoned, and my money is on the messy old new hand. I forget his name. I got no proof other than he messy and sneaky The other person I think it might be is the Meister on Otto's orders. Why did they tell the Black Meister to leave? That's a good conspiracy, although I would question why the fuck they're taking so long. Like, because we've had so many time jumps at this point. It's not like next week. It's like, nigga, what kind of poison takes 8 years or whatever? Like, just
that's a slow burn.
Get this nigga a lethal dose and be like he died in his sleep. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
I would love, and also I don't know why they would. It would just, it just wouldn't make sense to me. Like, I would love to say more, but you got more fans. No MVPs this episode for me, unless you guys have some. Would love to know. Keep up the good work. I wish good fortune in the awards come to Taurus EV. No, I don't really have an MVP either. Maybe Allison, in that she clearly is stepping up out on her own and being like, I know I'm now fighting for my spot. Other than that, everybody came off kind of whack to me.
Yeah, she the real MVP because for the first time you could tell her rose-colored glasses are off, and she plotting some shit. Like, she's about their business, about protecting her family and her kids.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a mess.
So maybe her. I know what we said Corliss last week, but maybe Allison stepping into her own. But I just feel like that girl's gonna be a problem now. Like,
and I don't blame her. I would be mad as shit too.
Yeah, but it's just once you start making the moves, you got to deal with the consequences and repercussions. And I don't think, like, as much as it's like she's realizing it's me versus Targaryens, Nick. That don't mean it's gonna go easy.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Rhaenyra not giving up that throne without a fight. She'll kill you.
Come on, she told that nigga, "I am the throne." I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be a problem."
Allison better be sure. Viserys ain't weak. Christoph says, I just watched episode 5 and then immediately listened to the feedback. Let me tell you, I'm exhausted. Like, what the fuck is going on? But to get to my point, I actually think Viserys is a really strong king. Man, look at the bullshit he has to deal with when it comes to this ghetto ass family. I see why my guy died 4 times in the last episode. But something kept on bringing him back as he needs to save these Targaryen mofos from themselves. Yeah, well, here's the thing I'm saying though. I don't think he's weak in the way of like if he was Joe Biden or some shit, he lived in today's time. I think he's weak, and he's even saying to himself, like, am I a weak king, when he was talking to Lord Strong, because he has done so much to maintain the peace that he's actually taken a lot of disrespect, let a lot of his people that he probably in another time should have and would have just killed.
And he know his daddy and some of the other people like before his time would have just got rid of him.
Yeah,
like him dealing with Damien, he'd have been like, you know what? Let me just kill you. You're a problem. I don't want to deal with you. Let me just kill you, even though that's his brother. Just for the simple fact that he's like, you a menace. You're consistently going against me. I've tried to work with you. You're saying fuck it. You gotta die.
So what we're really talking about is a technical point of what does weak mean versus strong.
Right.
And I think on this show, strong typically seems to be the motherfuckers that just kill people and don't deal with no nonsense. And if you look at them wrong, it's like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel what you're saying. I think patience is strong. I think kindness is strong. I think forgiveness is strong. So it's just a technicality. But I'm only speaking on the reality of this show, that he appears to be and will be known as a weak king that let too much bullshit go on.
Right.
On another point, Rod, you mentioned last week there were no or / not many pure, not weird sexual relationships depicted in Game of Thrones. Robb Stark, God, that man was beautiful. And Talissa is probably the closest, but we all saw how they ended. Maybe impure, weird sexual relationships is all we're going to get because love ain't it in Westeros. Love the recast, Christoph. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Like, I watched enough of that show to be like, yep, that's just how they get down. Like, I'm not looking for no whirlwind romances up in this motherfucker. Something always fucked up.
Yes, it is.
The first episode of season 1 of Game of Thrones, we had twincest, y'all. Okay, 2 twins having sex with each other and then pushing the little boy out the window. I'm sorry for all y'all that's clutching pearls, but you don't deserve to be able to clutch no pearls. You were in for a penny and for a motherfucking pound. Happy birthday, Jaffo says. Hey, Rod. I meant to write you earlier today, but it looks like I've still made it before midnight your time. So happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day so far. Lately, I've been trying to move out of my comfort zone more and express my feelings to people who mean a lot to me. And you, my dear, are one of them.
Aww.
So let me give you your flowers. I can't tell you how much you and Karen have helped me grow over the years just from listening to your podcast. Before I started listening to you guys and hanging out in the Crowdcast with the crew, I honestly felt alone and frustrated out here in the Bay Area, surrounded by the non-melanated who talk a good game, but don't always put their money where their mouth is.
Aww.
I often feel so fiery inside. Yeah, I can't truly express myself around these people without engaging in conversations I don't want to have.
Right.
And it's my comfort and solace to know that I can listen to Blackout Tips and feel validated. The 2016 election especially crushed my spirit, and I was so grateful to have you and Karen to listen to. Also, during the midterms, your level-headed words on the podcast kept me from getting all freaked out on election night like I usually do. I went to bed early and slept like a baby because I remember how you were right about 2016. I knew you were going to be right about the midterms too. Oh, thank you. A lot of pressure, but thank you. I think I mentioned in the chat once, but one of the ways you personally helped me the most is when you did that episode that was so raw and emotional, telling us about how, despite your natural introvert tendencies, you were making yourself say yes to more things. I fucking love that episode. I saved it and I listen to it anytime I need to pump myself up and do something outside my comfort zone. I love the way so many opportunities have opened up for you from making that decision in your life, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for you. Oh, thank you. You are one of the best in the game, Rod. You deserve every success. Thank you for being you. Take care, Jaffo. Thank you, man.
Oh, that's
very kind of you.
That's sweet. Thank you, baby.
Angela writes in, and y'all may remember her from the episode we talked about voting.
Mm-hmm.
She says, hi, Karen and Rod. Oh my God, I love your recast, but this one was awesome. I haven't seen episode 5 because I've been really busy. I really appreciate your very descriptive and detailed recap. It was so good. I had to listen to it twice. I have been so busy trying to get people overseas to vote in the midterms. I have come to really enjoy the feedback show. It allows me to catch up on everything I missed during the week, plus hear your commentary on the events of the last week. I also want to remind everyone we can win the midterm elections, but we need your vote.
Come on.
Voter registration has been going slowly overseas. It's like everyone went back to sleep, but the danger's still here. Yes. Wake up.
Yes, I feel you. Yes. And for those fans that listen overseas, don't forget you can still vote. Do what you need to do. Mail in your ballot. Because
go to vote from abroad.
Yes.
Go to votefromabroad.org. That's where you need to go. If you're outside of America and you want to vote and you need to register and you want to request your ballot, votefromabroad.com. Votefromabroad.org. U.S. citizens in America can go to iwillvote.com to register to vote and check to verify your voter registration. Very important, especially if you live in red states or purple states.
Verify. You might be kicked off and not know it.
Sometimes they do that. And then she made a video about why abortion rights are so important. She said, I had a tubal pregnancy and I could have died if I didn't get medical treatment right away. She said, you can play the video if you want. I don't know how long it is.
Hi,
3 minutes.
My name is Angela. I'm an American living in Germany, and I vote in Florida. I support reproductive freedom. About 1 year after I got married, I found out I was pregnant, and my husband and I were really thrilled about the pregnancy. I made an appointment to see the OBGYN in the first time. On the day of my appointment, I was not feeling well, and I thought it was just morning sickness. I had a doctor's appointment later on that afternoon, so I thought, yeah, if it keeps going on, I'll just see what the doctor has to say. During the day, I got progressively worse. I had a really bad stomach. My husband came home to go to the doctor's appointment with me, and he took one look at me, and he said, I'm calling 911. The EMTs came and immediately rushed me to the hospital. At the hospital, I was rushed into surgery for a tubal pregnancy. I lost almost 4 liters of blood, and I almost died. People don't really talk about pregnancy when it goes wrong, and it goes wrong more than people realize.
Yes.
If I had not been immediately treated, I would have died like a woman named Savita in Ireland. She lived in Ireland, and abortion was legal at the time. Savita had a tubal pregnancy and was allowed to die by doctors because they considered it abortion to terminate a pregnancy as long as the fetus had a heartbeat, no matter the effect on the woman. Bleeding from ectopic pregnancy causes 10% of all pregnancy-related deaths, and it's the leading cause of first trimester maternal death. Abortion saves the lives of women who are having problem pregnancies. Abortion should be legal and up to women and their doctors. Reproductive freedom doesn't just mean the right to decide whether you have a baby or not. It also means the right for women who are having pregnancies that will kill them to live. In the past, the husband might be asked, should we save the mother or the child? We don't have to let women get killed. Please vote for Democrats at all levels of government this year. If Republicans take over our government, it's not only the end of democracy, it will also be the end of our right to choose. If you live overseas, go to votefromabroad.org. If you're in the U.S., go to iwillvote.com to register or to verify that you're still registered. Fight back. Save women's lives. We can win in 2020. We need you to be a voter. Thank you.
Help save reproductive rights. Vote for Democrats in the midterm elections overseas. In November.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Very heartbreaking story. I'm glad you're still here. Because so many people die, especially Black women die in childbirth in America, because they're not believed. And then you want to throw in laws that are going to penalize doctors for doing a procedure to save someone's life.
Right.
Like this shit is so scary. I hate to hear that registration isn't going great right now overseas, because a lot of people I think believe, well, I don't live there. So these laws, whatever they decide, as long as we have a Democrat president, I'm good. But that's what happened in 2010 too. People like, we got a Democrat president. I didn't get like every single thing I wanted within the last 6 months. So then fuck the whole thing. I'm fucking it off. And we can't have that happen again. We need vigilance. I'm glad to see people here registering, and I'm glad to see the most people registering seem to be Democrats. And yes, that means a lot of white women who haven't participated in voting before.
I'm fine. I'm
but
glad
whatever
you're here. Whatever
right,
it takes. Like,
let's go.
Like, it don't matter when you join the party as long as you join the party. And what's so wild about the people overseas? Whoever determine the policies here will actually determine the relationships with the countries that you live in overseas.
Right.
So if they make fucked up rules and fucked up laws in the countries that you live in, decide to retaliate against them, all of a sudden they could kick you out and force you to come back to America. So you need to be sure that you that you have the right to stay in these countries. And let's say you come back to visit family or anything, you want to be sure that your rights, regardless of where you are in the world, as long as you're American citizen and you have the right to vote, are protected.
Yeah. Don't let Republicans win this year. No one should take the situation lightly. Most of us don't know what it's like to live in an autocracy, and I never want to find out. Thanks for everything you do to help the people understand the issues. You're a bright spot in my life. Love, Angela from Germany.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, Angela, and good luck. Natalie writes in, dear Rod and Karen, y'all got it. This is the best recap show that I've ever listened to, aside from the Walking Dead recaps. I like listening or reading recaps of shows because sometimes I don't catch everything that has happened, all the nuances, and I like to read other opinions and interpretations. This show is perfect because your recap is thorough and you add humor to it, and I absolutely love it. Then you throw in the chat room for your recap shows, and that's a bonus. Shout out to the chat room. I heard you guys had a True Blood recap. Oh, damn. Might even go back and listen to the OG Game of Thrones recaps without watching the show, because my heart could only take one watching the Game of Thrones series. I'm still not over Ned Stark. May God rest his soul. As you both have mentioned, I really like the pace of this show is going. Additionally, maybe it's something that I missed in Game of Thrones, but I like how in House of the Dragons, they'll literally say it's been 2 years since blank blank blank. Yeah, Game of Thrones didn't have that as much because they were not skipping a lot of time into the last 2 seasons.
Right.
Then they started adding little, like, well, that was 3 months ago, but before that there were no markers of time almost, because it was like it felt like you were literally watching the fucking Raven fly to the next place.
You were.
It was like, good God, that Raven still ain't got there.
Right. You released him in season 2. That nigga don't get there to I mean, you release in episode 2, he don't get to the episode 8.
Right. It makes it easier for me to keep up with the time that has passed. I haven't read any of the books, so it's super helpful for me. With Game of Thrones, I sometimes had trouble keeping up with how much time it elapsed between certain episodes, scenes, or even seasons. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season as well as the recap shows from you both. Thank you both. Nat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it. And lastly, Trey says, hey, Rod and Karen, I know it's a few days past, but I just wanted to wish Rod a happy birthday. It's only one day past. It was yesterday. And I hope you had a great one, man. I did have a great one. You know, I'm not a person that does it too big unless it's like we do a live show on my birthday. Then I guess I did do it too big. But in general, I don't really do it too big. I just, have a good time doing like normal shit. Because it is a pandemic and I'm still not like just going out eating indoors.
Yeah, because that's not what we do on our birthdays.
Yeah.
Our big thing is we go out to eat and do like a one of them cakes or some shit like that. They be like, we have to charge you. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Bring out a cake.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Right. But because we haven't been going out like that much, and yesterday we did the podcast, Nerd Off. I had a great time talking to Aaron and Bacon. I went down my mom's. My mom got me. So she listens to the podcast. And of course, one of the jokes of the show, I was like, I got a new PC. And then all these motherfuckers were like, God, Rod, you should got a Mac. You should have got a Mac. And I said, I'm not buying. I already gave him my phone. I already got a watch. I already got the AirPods. Like, I have to have some lines, okay? And MacBooks are expensive. I've never had one before, and I just don't feel comfortable buying one myself. But so I said I've never had an iPad. My mom bought me an iPad, y'all. So I went down the house to get my gift, and it was an iPad, and I was shocked. I'm buying a case for it. I love this thing. It backed up from my phone. I was like, oh man, maybe this is what they was talking about with the Macs.
This is what they was talking about when you get an ecosystem. You gotta stay.
I can answer my text from him. Maybe
I can answer the phone from him.
I'm about to give me a case with a keyboard on it. We gonna see what this thing do. Maybe I am a Mac man. I don't know.
Right. Say, hey Siri.
You know what I mean? Like I might listen. I might be in the game now.
We'll fuck around. We only one item short.
Karen got me some flowers and some chocolates from 1-800-Flowers.
Yes, it's
and the chocolates are almost gone. I've been munching on them during the show.
Absolutely delicious.
She's eating a lot of them too. You know.
Yeah, you fucked around, told me I could have some, so I will. Since you said,
what's mine is yours. I got a card we got a card in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Rod. I am wishing for you a wonderful day on the 23rd, a year ahead filled with all goodness. May you be well celebrated on your special day and in your year ahead. I'm so very thankful for you and Karen. You two bring so much laughter and interesting conversations and learning into my life through your amazing podcast. All the best to you and your families. Aaron, thank you, Aaron. Aww. And it's like a picture, like what do you call it? A dock or something in Hawaii or some tropical location I want to go to one day.
Yes, sir.
And it's like she always puts like colorful pictures on the envelopes and stuff. I'm not gonna show y'all the front because it's got an address on it. I don't need y'all niggas showing up.
Mm-mm.
And then this next thing is actually an advertiser, which we haven't done the ads for yet.
Okay.
But they sent us some coffee and it's Black Maid.
Oh shit.
Afro Grind. Okay. Afro Grind sounds like a DVD set they used to sell you on Caribbean Rhythms with Rachel.
Yes.
It's like
well, you gonna get ain't gonna be no but Afro beats.
Like, well, I mean, like, no, my brother, you got to get your own. Like, it sound like that. Like, I like listening to Afro Grind. Yeah, the ladies love Afro Grind. Well, can I borrow that Afro Grind from your brother? No, my brother.
Have you heard about that Afro Grind?
Right, girl. I was Afro grinding on her, but it's actually coffee. Oh, I see. This is heavy too. Okay, yeah, we're gonna crack this open. We can't wait to do these ad reads and promote it. We got some real fun ideas in store for exactly how we're gonna promote it.
Yay!
Karen doesn't drink coffee, but I do, so I'll be giving y'all the testimonial, okay? But thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Made my birthday special and fun.
I mean, I drink it by the time I finish this hot cocoa, which actually defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and if anybody in 45 minutes, I'm gonna be live playing silent trailers.
Go to YouTube
on KATG's YouTube, Keith and the Girls YouTube. I put in a link in the chat room if y'all want to let it alert you or you want to.
And if you've never seen it, it's so much fun.
So, dude, check it out. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a great time. And it's a great way to celebrate my birthday. Watch me try to beat the king of silent trailers, Keith Malley. All right. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.